Good numbing. Hello YouTube, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to session 12 of Atelier Lulua. Potentially the last session of Atelier Lulua, depending on how it goes. It's certainly giving off that feeling that we're at the end. We're about to head off to go save the other Stia, which will probably be the last chapter of the game, and wrap everything up, and be a difficult, brutal final boss and all the rest. But before we do that, we do have a couple little things to do. Including something, well actually two of these things I started off screen. There is a sword you need to make. I think I have it in my container. The Ghostly Longsword. Once you make this, you can continue Aurel's quest. It's the only friendship quest we haven't done yet. So we can start that to get that worked on. Additionally, we need to go monster slaying with Toturi, go to the ancient monastery, so we'll be doing that. And lastly, there is a curry ending that I've been talking about in the previous streams. I've done most of the work for that. We just need to finish it off. I'm going to finish it off on screen. For the curry quest, actually I can show you because I registered as I went to make sure I stayed on it. You need, when I go through them all these at least 500 quality, with the exception of one particular one which I'll point out. So you need the Dunkel curry at least 500 quality, Bomb, Guardian, Philosophers, Nostalgic, Lulua, and... oh no, that's it. The Lululu curry, you need at least 750. Do it last, because you can use the other curries as ingredients. So you can use these as like a baseline, then put Ultra Quality, Professional, and Quality up to get it super high. And I'm actually going to have a second one with me, because we're going to have to make like the true Lulua curry or something like that afterwards. That also needs to be 750 quality. So if I can use one of these for it, that would be delightful. So we're actually going to start by doing that. La 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 la. So what curry should I make today? Yeah, Mommy! What if the little girl is lost? I need something to help. Who's that? Are you alright? Have you lost your mother? Uh-huh. Who are you? I'm glad you asked. I use alchemy to bring punishment to evil in all its forms. Brave, righteous, and never defeated. I am the mighty Masked M. Masked M? Now that I am here, there's no need to worry. Let's go find your mother together. Huh? But Mum always warned me not to follow odd-looking strangers. I'm not odd. I'm not odd at all. I'm cool and mysterious. And I'm on the side of justice. I promised that I would take you to find your mother. In that case, I guess I can go with you. Thank you, Masked M. Wow, helping a lost child. That Masked M was pretty impressive. Wish I could do something like that. That's it. It's all in the mask, really. If I had a mask like that, then alright, it's decided. I'm going back to the workshop and getting busy with sewing. Uh-oh, there's a star. Is she being serious? Okay, now to make myself a mask. Now, where's my sewing kit? I guess I should start by cutting some cloth. There, doesn't look very good. Well, never mind. Next is just slide the thread through this needle. Oh, it won't go through, though. Come on, come on. Ah, there we are. Now to cut with sewing. Ah, stab myself with the finger. Oh, I can't do it. This is so dispiriting. I had no idea I was so bad at this. And I guess I've always left this sort of thing to Eva. At this rate, I'll never be able to transform into the great Masked L. Lulua? Oh, Teach, what are you doing here? Right now I have an injured finger and a heavy heart. What does that mean? And why are you making that sack? Mask! It's not a sack, it's a mask! Well, it doesn't look like one. But we don't have time to argue. An adventurer has come under attack from monsters nearby. The citizen guard is too busy, so we need to take care of it ourselves. I understand. I'll make the preparations at once. Maruru. I guess we gotta do this as well. So, Jesus, look at this. Where is this trouble? Oh, it literally says on the quest, Handle Farm. Oh, additionally, off-screen, I've started working on 100%ing every area for that trophy. There's one item in Mount Velas that was really annoying me, so I left it in the end yesterday. But it was just, it wasn't popping. Puny puny. Help! So these are the monsters we heard about. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, let's make sure we defeat them, Lulua. Yes, here we go. What level? Oh, 58. Additionally, I made some Omega Crafts. So we have a non-elemental... Oh, I need to get rid of that one. I'm only using these ones. But we have a non-elemental item with us. And you can see I've rearranged and reorganized, make it look a bit fancy. But yeah, I will swap off that Omega Craft. I didn't realize I had that one with me. Oh, these guys are... yeah, these enemies aren't going to survive long. Boom, boom, boom. And also grinded a little bit. Not too much, but we're around, like, the mid to late 70s now. When I think we was, like, level 72 or 3 we finished off last time. I mean, thanks, Maruru. This is like the one time you, like the one time you don't really need the elixirs, and you went for it twice. But thanks, I guess. Yes, yeah, 78. Maruru's 79 because, of course, she is. Oh, and I did like make my own choices and decisions on the costumes. As you can see, I'm keeping the Lulua in Rarona's costume because I genuinely think the like Rarona's costume suits Lulua. Like, she looks great in her mum's clothes. Like. Yeah, is that all of them? You alright? Yeah, thanks. They just jumped out at me and took me by surprise. Well, you don't seem to be hurt, that's the main thing. Thank you so much. I owe you a token of my gratitude. I don't need anything, honestly. That's not why I helped you. Is that right? At least tell me your name. Very well, I am known as the Master L. Master L? Are you sure you didn't want a reward? He said he was going to give you something, you should have taken it. That's fine, I didn't do anything special. My, you certainly are my prized pupil. But tell me, Lulua, what was that business about the Marcel? Oh, that? Ta-da! Yeah, Maruru vanished because she's like, oh, she's wondering, this Maruru, why are you dressed like that? But immediately. Instantly. Come on, teach, it's the Masked M, the Masked M. The Masked M. Indubitably so. I use alchemy to bring punishment to evil in all its forms. Right, brave, righteous, and never defeated. I am the mighty Masked M. Yay! Yay! Huh? Now, young Lulua. Yeah, what is it, Masked M? I've been watching you closely from the shadows. I know more about you than you think. I know about the flame of righteousness that burns within you. I know that you too wish to wear this mask. Oh, which is why I decided to give you this. It is my spare mask. What, are you sure? Of course, you must promise to continue to wield your staff for justice for the sake of the people of this land, as the Masked L. Yay, I promise. Then I bid you farewell. Masked M, thank you so much. Lulua, you do know that was Miss Maru. Oh, there you are. Sorry I'm late. I've had some really good mushrooms, you see. Miss Maruru, you missed her. Just now the Masked M was here. I suppose it would be cruel for me to interject. As long as she's been inspired, that's good enough. Still, the Masked M and the Masked L. You'd think they could at least make more of an effort to hide their identities. Yeah, neither of them are the Masked G. But if I show the map whilst we're here, 100%. Like I did... In my misadventures, I cleared out the entirety of Arkless and discovered that in the Eternal Spring, the one thing I was missing was the booty fruit. Yes, the booty fruit is in this game, it's there. But when I started working through Ireland, I got as far as Mount Velus, and there was one item in Mount Velus that just wasn't popping, and eventually I went, you know what, I'll come back. Dude, to go some for a mini break. Oh, there's a bus passes by. Also, hey dude, hope you're doing well. You just missed it. We've inherited the mask, so we can be Masked L in the same way Maruru is Masked M. We need to go... What should I do first? We've got Curry. We need to go witness a battle at the Marulia. Where's the Marulia Gate? That's nearby. That's Kingdom Checkpoint. Let's go do that. It's this one, right? Yes. So let's go witness Oral and Sturk have their rematch. We need to go with Toturi to do her thing. And then we will circle back around and do the curry stuff so we can get the curry ending locked in. You made it. Of course, Lulua. Here. Here you go, Oral. This is our ultimate sword. Let's got off one of my comments out of what the dating scene is. And in came a female boomer talking about her day. Oh, don't worry. You know what I'm about to say. It's like those sort of things. Just don't worry about it. Everyone's going to have their own different opinion on it. You just vibe with it and do your own thing. I'm impressed. It's almost as if it's an extension of my arm itself. Thank you, Lulua. I can't express my gratitude enough. It's alright. We're friends after all. Just think of it as a noblesse oblige, too. Well said. Okay, then. I'm going to win this fight. Wait and see, Lulua. Okay. Let the battle begin. Alright, Virgil, want to calm it down? This is a cool effect. Not Gio. Rah! Oh, Sturk's, like, sensed the inheritance of Gio. Contagious to me today. Create anything else, and that's fair enough. Welcome back. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oral! Ugh, looks like I lost again. No, it was actually a draw. One of your strikes found its mark. A single strike? Ugh, he must have just grazed you. Still, one strike is often all it takes. I'm surprised. I never expect you to improve in such a short amount of time. And that sword of yours, it was made to maximize your technique. You've done well, Oral. No, thank you for agreeing to face me, Mr. Sturk. Once again, for that scene to trigger, you need to make... I don't know if I'll be able to equip it in the field. No, there is a sword, like the ghostly longsword or whatever. You have to make it. You don't have to equip it, you just have to make it. Enough of your holy war. It's not happening. It's not gonna happen. Just accept it. Ancient monastery. Oh, it's probably going to be like way further in, but we can open this chest at least. It's mostly a meme at this point. Ooh. Oh, that's for... No, who's this for? Who? Oh, that's not a weapon book. That's a recipe book. Oh, never mind. I was like, wait, who can equip this? I just looked at book and immediately went weapon. Okay, so there's still some recipe books I need to pick up as well. That's going to be a smidge time consuming going for the platinum. Yeah, it's one of those Atelier games that has a through alchemy make one of everything. Kind of alternative reality me with the Alchemy Riddle. Yeah, that was a little underwhelming, but at the same time it's still a bit like, oh, okay, Atelier's doing that then, huh? Like, I wasn't really expecting him to do, hey, alternate dimension, and I certainly wasn't expecting to go quantum leaping to go help alternate dimension version of ourselves and just have two Luluas on the screen. Imagine if they did that story in, like, I don't know, a mysterious game or something. There was two Sophies. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. And I still stand by it. I know I keep on bringing it up. Oh, I have brought it up over the months about the mangas. but the way the manga seem to be teasing something, and that something seems very clutched focused. I don't want to say they're gonna, because I don't think they've ever done a 5th game for a saga, but it genuinely feels like there's a chance we're going to get a 5th game in the Mysterious Saga at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's Atelier Lulua, and it's like based after Lily and Sully, and Lulua's the protagonist, which I would be, I can't even begin to explain how 1,000,000% down for it I would be, because if it's after Lily and Sully, it'd be human Lulua as well, so it could be like her rediscovering and relearning alchemy. And I genuinely love her, like, her human design, so I'd love to see that, but, you know, in the HD engine. But obviously we don't know, like, if that's even the case. I'm just theorizing. It's just, it feels like the manga is teasing something. You know? Like, it really does feel like it's teasing something. Because it's, you know, all the mysteries, like, they go back to the monastery that the first game ended in, or the giant library. You know, like, Firis and Leonie have to go investigate something because something's happening in their hometown. Liddy and Sully seem to be sensing something, but something's not quite right. In the library, like, Alt's there, and he starts talking about this prophecy. It's like, the manga's implying something's coming. You know? But it never, but it's not like it might just be like a manga-only, like, mini-story, and, like, the next manga comic wraps it up in that. But you know what I mean? It feels like, why are they, like, telling this whole unique story based after Liddy and Sully? Like this, like, what's going on? What are they leading to? Well, so I've mentioned it before, but the whole thing with the Secret Saga, and, like, I can't stress enough, is that it's so goddamn clear it's not over. It's just, I don't know if we'll get Secret 4 straight away. We might get something else and they'll come back to Secret 4. It's just Riser's story's done. They're done, at least that's the impression I got, that they're done with everything for that. It's everyone else that still has something to give. Hey there, I'll ask just for form's sake. Do you have any intentions of stopping this errant behaviour? I'll take that as a no. Miss Toturi, Lulua, this should be the perfect value of relieving your stress. Yeah, that's true. Call Miss Toturi, let's do this. I see people ask for Duskfall all the time. So, I mean, it's not impossible. They could just pull a Mysterious and put it in between with a 4th game, but I've seen people asking for Duskfall for forever, it feels like. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I forgot to swap off that Omega Craft for my better one. I need to duplicate one of these ones and put it there. Because I just wanted one physical item. So, you know, we've got fire, electric, ground, non-elemental, ice, and neutral. And then this one, I've kind of figured it out, and it is actually pretty handy. But, like, with whom? True. This is the only thing I'm not 100% on. Every time I've used the NA, it's been a little underwhelming. Which, you know, for a nuke... But I'm aware that there's alternate variants of the NA you can get in post-game. So that's probably where it'll come into its own. Because there's NA Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Omega. And I imagine that's where it will also come into its own and become a monster. Oh, you're just immune to physical. Okay. But everything else goes. It's a dust issue. Shady. I mean, Oh, those guys were weak as shit anyway. Whoops. A resounding victory. That does feel good. I told you, appropriate exercise is absolutely essential for the maintenance of a healthy mind and body. You too, Miss Toturi. Now you can stop with this nonsense about me reminding you of someone. I remember now! Huh? What, you remember? You mean you remember who it is that Fixus reminds you of? Yeah, Fixus reminds me of... He reminds me of the coachman who used to live in my town. A coachman? Oh yeah, off-screen, what started this quest when I was doing other things is that Toturi kept on giving Fixus, like, death stares. And she went, he really reminds me of someone, but I just can't place it. But whatever reason, it just really upsets me. Just looking at him. And in my mind, I was like, oh, that's because he's literally that devil that nearly killed your mum. It literally is that one. So it's like, I like the misdirect here, where Fixus absolutely knows who he's looking at, and why she would hate him and wants him dead if she knew. So hit her going, oh, I know who you are! You're that coachman! No wonder you annoyed me so much, that idiot cooking coachman. Yes, his name was Peter, and he was the sort whose mouth would always move before his hands. He used to try and trick and confuse people with his mastery of language and logic, just like Fixus. Oh, I'm sorry, that sounds awfully rude, doesn't it? I didn't mean to imply that you were a bad person. I don't mean to suggest it about that either you or Peter. Even though Peter was kind of really weirdly, like, perverted about my sister, but that's besides the point. Don't worry, you don't have to persuade me. Actually, that wasn't what I was worried about, so it's fine, really. Not like you're thinking I'm a bad person is a shock, really, not at all. Oh, please, Fixus, wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Fixus. Oh, Fixus seemed pretty depressed. Still, I wonder what it was that Fixus was worried about after all. Well, I don't suppose it matters, it's Fixus, so I'm sure it's something too serious. I do appreciate where it's like, you don't need to know. Like, if this is your first Atelier game, like the Arden Saga, you don't need to know that, you know, like, Totally had to fight the devil just, like, against her mum, and Fixus is that fucking devil. But you can tell something's up. So it's like, they don't leave you completely behind, but at the same time, you don't get every single glimmer of context, so it's like, there's a reason for you to go check it out. It's been a while, no tuning, I'd be weird about it too. But hang on a minute. Alright, and then lastly, we need to go deliver curry. But before we do that, before I forget... Oh, we can also check this book we picked up. Jewelry making, spirit necklace, and mythical ring. I need to... There we go. What happened to Cece? She's been mentioned, it's just Cece's still living in that little village. And that little village isn't, available for us to go to in this game. Which I think is a real shame. You can go everywhere else, but you can't go to Totsu's hometown. I think they really missed like a little opportunity here for like this globe-trotting adventure to make it so you can go down to not only Totsu's hometown, but also go to the eastern continent. You know, back into the snowland with the tower and everything. Especially with Fixus being in the party, that would have been a good excuse to get like to keep Fixus in, you know? Like have like a little side story where you go back and Fixus has to face his past, but that's just not what they decided to do. Hey, Oral, something on your mind? It's like if there's like, I've got a few, like, ifs on the series, and it's like, if they did another game, what I'd like. If they do another Mysterious, my two routes are either make it a prequel before all of it, and make it Atelier Ramazal, or make it Atelier Plotchta after it all, and, like, really, like, clear up whatever this new story is. My Ireland hope, if they do another one, is Eastern Continent. Have an Eastern Continent protag. Have it be one of the girls who, like, was raised expecting to be one of those sacrifices in the Eastern Continent. And then you have to break out the shell. Sort of like what Piana had, but from your experience. And obviously my secret hope for Secret Saga is that you play as an Orin. Like, there's kind of like my hopiums in all three of these three sagas. I don't know what my hopium in Dusk will be, but still. In your mind? Hey Lulua, I was thinking about how I could become even stronger. Although I thought was stuck to a draw, I can't ever feel like I lost a battle. If that's all I can manage using the ultimate sword, I have little choice but to try and get stronger. That sounds like the oral I know. Leave me alone, just the way I am. Lulua? Yeah? How should I put it? Not just this, but... Thanks for everything. Ew, what's the matter with you? Did you hit your head or something? Stop joking around, trying to say thank you. Yeah, when I see something strange I say so. Why are you acting so funny? Hopium and doesn't he copium? You really are a handful at times. Fine, I look more like myself. Lulua, I'm definitely going to claim the title of Knight Supreme, and I'd like you to be there when I do. Of course, now that's the oral I know. Now then, let's go get something to eat. I'm absolutely starving. I'm the same with Lulua. Someone goes up to me and says, "Oh, thank you, Rob. You've really helped me out." I'm like, "Ugh, what are you doing? Go away." Yeah, me too. Let's go get some hamburgers then. Ah, you always get the same thing. Why don't you try getting something different from a change? Told you before, you're on the talk. Conviction you pour into your blade. The reason you willed your blade in the first place. Seems he finally understands. I'm impressed. Lord Gio, this apprentice of yours. I have a feeling he may just surpass us both. I think there's a bit more than that. So is that the... And I don't know, I get more, like, genuine respect than crushing out of Oral and how he is with Lulua. Because at the start of the game, he just didn't respect her at all. Like, that's how it feels like his story went. I don't think it's a crush, I think it's respect. And it's just he's shit at showing it, because he usually... When we first met him, he was kind of, like, recluse and just kept to himself and didn't want to talk to many people and just did the bare minimum and all the rest. So him having to try and come out of his shell more and actually, you know, admit that he respects someone and admit that he cares for someone in any sense is going to come across awkward. That's my impression, at least. Not really, because Stirk's been, in the story context, Stirk's been actively called out on it. That's the difference. I mean, I would have agreed, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but Stirk's been actively called out that he canonically has a crush on Verona. Like, even Lulua called him out on it, and when you crush on Verona, don't you? And he went, and then, like, drifted the conversation. Which is why I'm super curious, because Verona and Stirk don't have their own individual character endings. They share a character ending, and I kind of want to see that ending too, because I'm like, do they couple up? You know, like, does it happen? Because I would like, that is, I don't really root for straight people all that much, but I would root for them, you know? Lulua, you're looking a little gaunt and tired. What happened? Curry. Huh? Curry, I want to eat curry. I have to eat some curry, Miss Toturi. Curry? That's why you're looking so down? Yes, I haven't eaten a single bowl for all day. Couple of kids. Oh, you mean Oral than Lulua. Gio's his uncle. I read your previous comment and I was like, Gio and Lulua, what? Gio's like... Gio's like in his 70s now in this game, I think. Curry. Curry. Your love for curry is really strange. I mean, unique, Lulua. When you say the word curry over and over again like that, it's actually when you want to eat it too. Really? What? Yes? Then let's go make some. I'll make you some. I'll do it. I'll make some. Some curry for you. That's okay, right? That's okay, isn't it, Miss Toturi? You did. When you saw Gio, it's because Stirk was saying that Oral is Gio's apprentice. That's where the reading was. Where Stirk went, Lord Gio? When they were fighting, is because he saw Gio's battle style in Oral. And keep in mind, Stirk's story throughout the Arlen saga has been tracking down Gio, fighting him, and losing. And it was only following one of the endings in Maruru, as far as I'm aware, that he finally beats Gio. But also, because of Masked M existing in this game, you know, Maruru donning Gio's, like, superhero mask, that means at some point Maruru beat Gio as well, I think. Or at least proved her worth to him. So maybe Gio's not as good as he makes out. Maybe Stirk's just kind of shit and Oral's just shitter. Oh, no, fair enough. It's okay, right, Miss Toturi? Yeah, sure. Alright, I'm feeling inspired. This is the perfect time to make that curry. She's gone. Lulu was very devoted to her craft. But somehow she does remind me of Master Verona. How many Guardian curries do I have? Oh, you can't eat Guardian curries, never mind. Well, we can still find out. Yes, I do. Oh, Jesus, there's that gun. There's that one. I'll give you one of these. You can eat. There's my working my arse off curry. That's fair enough. Miss Toturi, curry. I'll brought you some curry, Miss Toturi. You seem in a real hurry there. Yes, I want you to taste this magnificent curry as soon as possible. Well, it does smell wonderful. So what kind of curry have you brought me? Try not to be shocked. This is Guardian curry. Guardian curry? Yes! Can't wait any longer. Let's eat it now, okay? Sure. Let's eat up. Oh, also, speaking of Atelier, there was a patch for Riser 3, I think yesterday. I was going to mention it, but I just completely forgot. Other than fixing a few bugs and whatnot, it makes some changes to the localized text across the whole game. Apparently does some like English translation corrections, because there were a couple typos that needed addressing, so they probably did that. But they might have also changed a few wordings here and there. Where you're starting the Lulua? Maybe. It was delicious. I do kind of like what Lulua's going for with almost like the next generation. Like Oral's the next generation Geo/Stirk. You know, Dollar the Kid is the next generation Haggle. Lulua is the next generation Rorona. Like, I like the kind of like passing the torch to the kids vibe that this game kind of has. But I also always kind of like that vibe in a lot of things. That was delicious. So you're fully satisfied? Absolutely, the curry sauce was delicious. But above all, Guardian meat, it was just as sublime. I really loved it. Really? I'm so glad. I'm really proud of myself. Lulua, I have a request. A request? What might that be? Do you think you could use Guardian meat to bake a pie? A Guardian pie? The end in passing the torch. Yeah, I get it. You want to see what they do with the torch once they've got it, not just pass it on. Certainly, my real favourite is fish pie. If you use a Guardian meat, I bet you can make a really delicious fish pie. What do you think, Lulua? You'll do it for me, won't you? Right, Lulua? Whoa, alright, Miss Totally, I'll do it. I'll do it. I promise I'll make it for you, so please step back. Hooray! I can already imagine how good it'll taste. I'm so looking forward to it. Miss Totally is so passionate about that pie. Perhaps her love for pies is even a match for my mother's, or even more. Surely not. Well, yeah, because it's like, as much as I don't care for the series at all, I will throw a bone, well, now until this reboot at least, to Mortal Kombat, because they had Mortal Kombat X, which did have a whole next generation of characters. You know, Johnny Cage had a kid, Jax had a kid, Sub-Zero even had like a kid like apprentice, so they had a next generation, and then what did they do? Made them all the protagonists of the very next game. So Mortal Kombat 11 not only had them, like, the torch passed in 10, but then had them use that torch in 11. And although I don't care for the series, I appreciate they did that, you know? They didn't just pass the torch and say, alright, whatever. They did something with it. So I wanted to just check something. Okay, so that is in there. Like, I don't give it a series, but I liked that. I was like, okay, so they actually had Cassie, like, a star in a game. I forget all the kids' names because I don't care about Mortal Kombat that much. But I like, you know what I mean? Like, they did that thing, and I genuinely thought it was kind of cool. Ooh, you can be that, everyone. Yeah. But it's just a shame that that's certainly not continuing, because the new Mortal Kombat 1, is, although it's canon in the game timeline, and Mortal Kombat 11 ended with the entire universe getting, like, timeline reset under a new god. So, like, all the rules are different, and it's basically like a canon reboot in the story. So, like, all the characters are different, all the new bloods are gone. There is no Cassie, there is no Jax Kid, there is no apprentice. You know, they've just fucked off. They don't exist anymore. So it's like they kind of like they did it, and now they're kind of like rebooting it, and it's like, oh, come on. Let's see if there's a main protagonist. People touch past them. Alright, I think that is everything for now. Just before we get too far away, I'm going to... Yeah, as soon as I read Osborne, I gathered it was Trails. There's a oh, right, this is the... Hey, it's November, you can go get Dungle Heights now. We're on, like, the other end of the map, though, so I doubt we'll get there in time, so I'm not that first. And I have a lot of Dungle Heights anyway. I just wanted to check if there's a new Totally event. Oh no, it's in November, so it's warning me now, so you can get over there in time. Got it. Fair enough. And I'm gonna save it, saved yet. And then I'm gonna turn in this curry. Get the true curry recipe. Hopefully I'll be able to make the true recipe at 750 quality, otherwise, fuck. But I'm hoping we'll be okay. Looking at 3. I mean, heck, Guilty Gear, the fighting game I play, that has a next generation. And that's what they're literally setting up for, because Guilty Gear Strive is the current protagonist's sole bad guy's retirement game. He literally gives up all of his powers and retires to a normal life with his wife in a garage at the end of Strive's story. Like, he literally just keeps to himself and like does his own thing. The torch was passed on to Ramafal, and that's literally shown in the DLC story, where the entire DLC story has Ramlafal as the protagonist. So they're already doing the pass the torch thing with Guilty Gear as well, which makes me very curious what the next Guilty Gear will be like, with Ramlafal being the protag. Because Ramlafal is one of the 3 Valentine's daughters, which means they're like basically like I'm really like dumbing it down, but basically one of the 3 adopted kids of Sol and Jacko. Well, 2, actually. Jacko's older, and Jacko is the one Sol's married to, so I got mismatched, but you know what I mean. Because there's Elfet and Ramlafal still. That one's logical. So, and there's one's S-Craft. That's cool. Oh, so I'll go over my head. Oh, yeah, no, don't worry then. If I wanted to explain the story of Guilty Gear, there is a very concise, detailed playlist of it that breaks it all down kind of simply and makes it very easy to follow. It's like 4 hours long though. So it's like, if that's the easiest way of breaking it down, oh boy, you know? And I was like, I'm not kidding, it is the easiest and simplest way of breaking it down. You watch the full 4 hours and you're like, oh, I get it now. Even if you've never played Guilty Gear. Doesn't change the fact there's 4 hours, and that's it, simple. Andrew's father's post here. So what do you think, Eva? It's delicious. Well, I mean, it's delicious, but Lulua. Yeah? I mean, the father's like, you know, this ultimate you keep going about, well, what exactly does it mean? Are you trying to make just something that tastes good, or is there something else you're aiming for? Not knowing what the definition of ultimate is, I don't think I'll be a very good judge. You're right, Eva, you're absolutely right. I can't believe I overlooked that fact. What is the essence of ultimate that I seek? Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much. My path is clear. Really? Absolutely. Okay, I guess a new entry for the riddle. My new path, what it means to create the ultimate curry. This is a mystery I will solve by my own hand. You're all really fired up. Good luck, Lulua. I'm sure you'll find the answer you're looking for. The true meaning of the ultimate curry. Yes, to find it, I have to try everything. Chill, Lulua. This ain't shown me exactly. When you first make the Lulua curry, I think you have to have one of each curry in your inventory. You get a scene with Eva where she basically tells Lulua off for getting too distracted, and then it starts this whole conversation of Lulua getting adamant she has to find the perfect curry. Oh, there, that's it, I get it now. You've got it, you don't mean... I've discovered the true form of the ultimate curry. I finally figured it out. The curry that I seek is a curry that can be enjoyed by all and everyone. By all and everyone. In that case, the curry you made recently was just fine. I was really proud of that one, but it was a bit of a pain to make. Therefore, I think a curry that is loved by everyone also has to be a recipe that's easy for everyone to recreate. A curry that's delicious no matter who makes it. Oh, that makes sense. A curry that anyone can make. Yup, it's decided then. I have to create a simple yet wondrously delicious curry. Make that happen. Eva! Yeah? You want me to taste it when it's done, right? Of course I will. Thanks, guess it's time to get to work. I don't need these anymore. There it is, the ultimate Lululu curry. Oh, there's no way in heck we're not going to get it like maxed out. Look at all the recipes we need. Because this is 968 and we need it above 750. I mean, these are going to hurt it, but that's fine. Oh my goodness, remove all status effects. Because then I can use this, and it's already high enough. 999! Yes! Sometimes I look at the Sony, but uh-oh. Yeah, the PlayStation Portal, the only good thing about the PlayStation Portal is that it's way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be like $400, so the fact it's only $200, I'm like, that's at least something. But a streaming platform that has to be linked to your PS5 anyway, I think. So they can't run anything natively. It's like, it's just a streaming device. Oh, it's $299? Oh, my mistake. I thought it was $200. It's still a bit cheaper than I thought it would. I said $400. But it's like, no, if it was... You can stream off your Vita, off a PS4. They could have just upped, like... Well, not upped, because I don't know if the Vita would have, survived trying to stream PS5. It might have, I don't know. But they could have just, like, I don't know, made a Vita 2. The only thing I really is a real shame is that there's, like, these new, like, earbuds that they're releasing as well with the Portal. And the new earbuds look genuinely, like, kind of comfy. And then I realised they're, like, 100 in themselves. I'm like, oh, no, I'll pass then. They're not that comfy. 55,000. You know, before I, like, send this in, I'll be back. I'm going to duplicate this, because I'm kind of proud of this. That is 999 quality. Because I might be able to use it in other ingredients anyway. We don't need the Omega Craft anymore. And I don't know if I need to keep one on me to make sure the curry ending is locked in, you know? Jesus! Alright, yeah, we're only buying 2. They're expensive. I suppose it is 999 quality, but still. I see some quick money. The thing is, it's like, obviously I don't know enough about the industry insiders and whatnot, so I don't know, maybe it's just not a profitable idea to make a full handheld anymore. But it feels like, because, you know, the Switch isn't a handheld, it's a hybrid, but it's mostly a home console. Sony's only handheld that's in the modern market is going to be a streaming device that isn't a handheld, it's just, if you have a PS5 you can stream it. So even though it's technically, like, cheaper than I thought it would be, it also technically isn't, because you still gotta have a PS5. It's like, there is a market space. There is a blank gap in the market where they could have a proper handheld. Probably anymore. Yeah, probably not. But you know what I mean? It's like, if they, like... I also imagine there's a lot of, like, market doubt, because ultimately, you know, the Vita didn't do as well as hoped. That they maybe that Sony don't want to take the risk of doing another, like, dedicated handheld ever, like, if ever again. Ultimate curry. It's really good. I think everyone's going to love this. Well, I don't know enough about the market. I'm just saying as an outsider, as Sony doesn't really bother with all that stuff, maybe that's what's stopping them. Also, Lulua, what do you mean pretty easy to make? You have to make a Dunkelheit, a Guardian, and, like, another, like, really, like, a Philosopher's curry. So you need a Philosopher's Stone, a Master of the Lake, and a Dunkelheit. That's not easy to make, Lulua. Yeah, I know min-maxing. It's pretty easy to make, and flavour leaves nothing to be desired. Well, it's what I call the ultimate curry. Now I just have to share the recipe with everyone so they can make it too. Share the recipe? I guess you could try opening a shop, and this is what leads to the curry ending. This is my one. Shop. A shop, that might just work. Wait, I've got it. I'll open an atelier where you can also eat curry. An atelier where you can eat curry? Exactly. I can accept atelier work whilst also running a curry shop. That way, I can work on both my skills as an alchemist while sharing the recipe. 2 birds with 1 stone kind of deal. You know what my favourite joke I read recently regarding this line? It was a 2-sentence horror story And there's a 2-sentence horror story. The first sentence, it was bird A, uh-oh. Bird B, don't worry, he only has 1 stone. And that was the whole thing. I was just like, oh god. I just glanced past it and I just was beside myself for too long. It's a stupid joke. That sounds like a typical Lulua idea, and I think it's a great idea. I'm so excited. I'll be a distinguished alchemist curry chef. Let's do this. Yeah. 2-sentence horror stories, most of the time they're awful, but every now and then you get a real banger. And I just remember just glancing past that on Twitter, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I read it and I was just giggling for like for way too long. But anyway, we're locked in, so we've got the curry ending sorted. I believe, I will give it one last check because I'm paranoid. We've done every single character route, so that's all sorted. We've seen all 3 CGs, individual CGs for the area, so each kingdom ending is sorted. So I believe we are good for the true ending. And once again, the endings in this game are listed, so we can, like before we pick our ending, I will leave a save. So after we see the true ending, there are a couple extra endings, assuming we get the time, I want to check out. Because assuming I beat the final boss today, by the way, I might get absolutely scored by this thing. I'm just checking there's no more other events. No, I think we're good. My words. Yeah, but you're never always going to get that. There are some people who either don't know or don't care to know. Without obvious things. Like, you know, ignorance is bliss and all that shit. Alright, I'm going to save and then we're going to head back into that dungeon. And pray that I can survive. Alright, I forgot about this effect. Oh, this place counts as a separate dungeon. Okay, I need to keep that in mind when I'm going for 100%. This place counts as a separate dungeon. This issue? I think Sony know that of the 3 main console companies on the market, they're earning the most money, so could probably get away with experimenting. At least that's my hunch for why they're doing the PlayStation Portal instead of just doing a new handheld. But that's, like I said, that's all my guess. You never know what happens behind closed doors, 100%. And when it's Sony, some of Sony's decision making baffles me anyway. So, idea. Maybe, but maybe that person that understands it's a bad idea isn't high enough up the food chain to stop this. To be like, whoa, 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 you idiot, stop this. Oh, also, I haven't mentioned it yet, I've put new armor on everyone. I couldn't really, like... I tried to make better swords, but it ended up being around about the same, so I just loaded my save and got them back. So I made new armor instead. So everyone's got a bit better defensive-wise. Unless your name is Piano and Maruru. Those guys are only a bit better, because they basically just got the drafts of what the current mainline used to have. Like the hand-me-downs. Oh yeah, I know what that is. But I think that comic happened because it happens. Actually happens in real life so often. It's just the one with common sense usually isn't as high up the food chain. Because most times it's like the big CEOs that make that decision, and these big CEOs, a few too many of them, are either born into their wealth or inherited it without having to do anything. And so just have an ego where they think they deserve everything they have, and everything they say is a good idea. You know? Oh, does that say resistant to electric? It did, okay. What's the ones that actually work, that would actually turn around and go, no, you idiots, just do this. And their voices never get heard, because they're not the millionaire CEO, or billionaire CEO, to be more accurate to real life nowadays. Case in point, my job. Literally, like, there's been a real staff morale issue for ages in my workplace, and it literally wouldn't have been a problem if management got their head out of their ass and actually spent time on the shop floor and talked to people and listened to what's going on and tried to come to an understanding. But they don't. They just lock themselves up in their high tower and just say, we're not getting the results we need, something needs to change, and then that's all they ever say, and then they wonder why nothing changes. And it's a shame, because I used to love my job. I genuinely really did. And it's just so much not what it used to be. It's such a different place now. The 6 years I've been there, I've watched a place that actually felt like I belonged and I felt welcomed in turn into just a corporate turn of the wheel with no care or consensus towards anyone but the higher-ups. I want to leave. It's just finding another job is not so easy in today's financial climate. No, every single job, or at least the major majority of them, even when they say they're hiring, they're really not. They're just doing it to make it look like they're growing for their stock investors. They're not actually intending on hiring anyone. So there's only so much you can do. And I'm tired of getting into arguments with the middle ground managers, because they are as arrogant as the rest as well, and they don't want to hear it. All they care about is they earn more money than you, which means they're more right than you, and that's all they think about. And some of them will shout and swear at you for no good reason, and then not get sacked for staff abuse because they're too vital to the company. And it's like, yeah, great, I'm really happy I work here. You know? And I wish I was kidding on any of that. I wish that was an exaggeration. We have some genuinely atrocious management that just gets away with it because they're considered too valuable. You see, I'm the other way around. There's because of my disabilities, although like legally that they're never going to admit to that, it does come across as highly suspicious that a job that's interested in hiring just about everyone will hire just about everyone but the person who has difficulty walking consistently, aka me. You know, like, I notice. Nah, I don't want to aim for the circle, I just want to be out of there. I don't want to join their wank circle, I just want to be out of there. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on. The only reason why it bothers me so much is because of how welcome I used to feel versus how unwelcome I feel now. You know? Like, because how it feels has changed so much, so I'm just like, this place is a shadow of its former self. Well, I've been looking for a new job for ages. Even though I've got better hours at my current job, I'm still looking for the exit, so to speak. I'm still looking for something else to come up and like better to fit in. It's just nothing's hiring. As I said, the financial market, I don't know, I imagine it's probably just as bad in the US, or at least close enough. But the financial market in the UK is genuinely awful right now. And so it feels like no place feels comfortable hiring. Western US, actually. Yeah, I'll believe it. Yeah, it's not too different from the UK. Price-wise, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah, that's not actually... I'm trying to think of the conversion rates in my head, and I'm like, that's not too different here in the UK. Actually. But then I don't speak gallon, I speak liters, so that's kind of hard for me to translate. Oh yeah, there's a lot of other factors to do it. The idiot you guys had as a president before your current idiot really didn't help matters, but what's new there? And I think I can get away with saying that, considering I also dog on my own my own country's political problems. It seems like every first world country just has a band of morons as the leaders currently. But maybe that's very like elitism of me, I don't know, or whatever the word is. Yeah, there's problems for sure. That's one way of saying it. We're still facing the repercussions of him. Simple synthesis water jug. What? Where am I looking? Status. Oh, we boost our defense. When Toto's an assist, she will bestow ailment resistance. Oh, I just realized her assist is the replacement of her duplication. If you have her in assist, she will just make items. Like she'll make a pinwheel, a fishcraft, or a water jug. From what I could tell as an outsider, a lot of people, when it came to the 2016 elections, and Zars was saying it because you know I don't like talking politics, voted because the opposition was basically like in Cold War mentality and was out for picking a fight with Russia. And a lot of people were just like, no, we don't want to pick a fight right now. We don't have the money, resources, or people to do that. That wouldn't be wise. Either that, or they were worried that she was going to give her power to her husband, and people didn't really want a second round of Bill. Still treasure chests around here. How are we doing on the map percentage, by the way? We fought half the monsters. There's a ghost, a big guy, and an unknown. Oh, I wonder if that unknown's a giant puny, considering one of the pickups is a giant puniball. Oh yeah, absolutely. Every single one of them, whether they be prime minister or president, have got skeletons in their closet that they don't want the world to know about. The problem is that Trumps are by far the most egregiously on frontal display, and it's like, yeah, no wonder he's he's having this much, you know? Motherfucker literally stole documents from the White House, and that was the least of his trouble. You know? How can that be the least of your trouble when you did something that severe? Wailing Ursula, level 82! Ugh. Oh, they don't reach. Okay, we'll have to prioritize one. I'm glad I grinded a little bit. I know levels aren't everything in Atelier especially, but still. Oh, they resist stat changes. Okay, so you just got to do this old-fashioned way. Got it. Actually, preferably before... I don't know who that is. Dude, was... off initials. What is it? Yeah. Well, ours is that the current leaders are just fumbling idiots, but the people that could step up to take to the plate aren't much better, and don't commit to their ideals. Like we had a party that was super devoted to trying to do their part to support the LGBTQ community, but in the moment they realized that they might actually be able to get voters of dedicated like haters, instead of just saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't get our support group to be, you know, bigoted, discriminative pieces of shit. Let's instead lean into them, and suddenly withdrew their LGBTQ support. And it's like, oh, then who's gonna vote for you when you've just made it clear you're not prepared to commit to your ideals in broad daylight? And you're like the leading opposition? Yeah, great, fantastic, you know? Oh, fair enough. Not me, President. Greatest respect, wouldn't give a fuck. Because I don't live in the US. And that's literally just the level of it. I honestly would not care. The same way I don't ultimately care about, you know, Biden or Trump or whatnot. The only reason I was upset with Trump is because of some of the things he set back had a knock-on effect in other parts of the world. And I think that was just a real shame. And the fact that there's still people that go, Trump was right! And I'm like, right about what? Right, that it is possible to be a bigger cunt than you first realised? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. But I'm gonna leave that there because I can't stress enough, I don't like talking about it. Take that answer. And I want my potential last Lulua stream to not be that, to get too like sidetracked. We can talk about it tomorrow when I'm inevitably suffering Resident Evil 6. Because yes, that's a good segue actually. Starting tomorrow, we're back on our Resident Evil journey, and we're starting RE6. According to basically every RE fan, the worst mainline entry. I'm like, all right. It's also the longest, so it might take us a while. So we'll get through it. Because it's split into 4 story modes, and each one has 6 chapters, and it's around 6 to 7 hours long. So when I'm eventually like ripping my hair out in RE6, then yeah, sure, I'll probably want to like change topic a bit. Because I will get that whole game done. I don't care. I will get it all done for the sake of the journey. And then afterwards when we're done, it leaves 7 up. But yeah, there's 4 stories. You can do them all co-op, but I won't be because I couldn't convince anyone to join me in RE6, and to be honest, fair. But it's split into 4 stories. The first one is Leon's story. The second is Chris. The third are, speaking of next generation earlier, the next generations, because the 2 big bads per se, or the reasons of the big bads, the originator of the T-Virus... Oh no, the originator is Spencer, but the progenitor and the pusher of the T-Virus, Albert Wesker, his son leads that story. So we're going to play as Jake. But the other main character is Sherry, who is Birkin's daughter. Birkin created the G-Virus, which was Resident Evil 2's Outbreak. So it's like we've got like the old guards, and then we have the new generation. And then the 4th story, it's the shortest apparently, is it's Ada. Also, this enemy's still alive. These enemies are bulky bitches. We're supposed to just basically tie up all the loose ends of the story. I mean, I'm sure we'll have fun with it, because Resident Evil... Well, we already saw with RE5, but this was during a time where Resident Evil just triple-dipped in just being an action game with some horror elements. Instead of actually having any real horror in it. So I'll just treat it as like a dumb action game, because that's basically how they handled it. And it's going to be a huge whiplash when we go from 6 to 7. I can't stress that enough. It's going to be such a vicious whiplash, because 7 is such a like super hyper focused horror game. It's straight up like the scariest Resident Evil. It's going to be such like a fucking vicious shift, because they basically soft rebooted. So it's going to be really funny when we do it, when we go from it. But especially Fear 2. I never played the Fear series. Really wanted to, though. I just never got around to it. I heard Fear 3 was kind of ass, though. Oh, geez, fair enough. I remember hearing like bad things about what ended up being the last Fear game, which is probably what killed the series. Light 3. Well, what else is new? You having opposite opinion to the general crowd, but like it might not be. I don't know. Whatever one was the last one, whichever Fear was the last Fear game. It apparently like people just really didn't like it, and it didn't sell as well, and it just kind of killed the series. Oh, buddies. Oh, fair enough. But maybe get a revival one day. That'd be nice. Maybe like, or at least like a remastered collection, have all the games together or whatnot. You know, I could also do a revival, and I'm kind of surprised it hasn't, considering like how much, like, you know, games like It Takes Two did so insanely well. Why hasn't Army of 2 got like a remaster or anything? You know, like these co-op like adventure games getting this resurgence. Why aren't like the old guards getting like remasters? Why isn't there a Portal 2 remaster on one platform? Why isn't there Army of 2? I'd love Army of 2 to come back. I love that game. I never played the third one though. I only played the first two. So the third one features a new protagonist, and I just kind of wasn't interested. We're still in this fight, by the way. This enemy is going with the source. He's bulky as shit. You know, I hope we are ready for the final boss, because I'm starting to feel like we're not. If we, like, get whooped, and we just need some raw grind levels, I can show you my grind spot, so it's not the end of the world. Shotgun playing, yeah. Only 260 damage for all of that. I could have bopped and it would have done more damage. What do you mean? Well, we finally beat this fight. Oh, we get a decent amount of experience. Eternal Crate was acquired. What is that? Perfect Rush, Faint Resistance, White Palace Mirage. What are all these things we're getting at level 80, by the way? Greatly increases all statuses. Increases. Oh, no, okay, never mind. Okay, for a split second, I was like, wait a minute, does this boost status boosts that are already on? No, it's going to boost all your stats. Also, can you see how all of these cost 0? That's because of the armor I've got on, so that's actually fantastic. A free stat boost on the whole party off the rip. What else? Well, everyone's level 80, so they probably all have something. You got Perfect Rush, deal extra heavy physical damage to a high enemy with high feint value when you deal magic, and chance to recover from stun. White Palace it's assist. Bypass defense and deal damage to all enemies. High feint value deals considerable lightning damage to a single enemy and leaves a time card. All you have to do is dodge an attack when she's in assist. So that's actually like a good incentive to maybe have Verona in assist, and then just like boost your evasion. Every time you dodge, she whacks everyone, ignoring defense, does a lightning attack, and then leaves a time card, so there'll be an extra follow-up lightning attack later on. That's actually kind of cracked. That's actually kind of wild there, Verona. No, no, no! Don't want to fight another one, then they take forever to fight. We was at that fight for like 10 minutes, I swear. Heading back, because firstly I want to restock, but secondly... Oh, there's something going on in the town? Oh, I forgot about you, Yete. Oh, so this is Arclis. So you've calm and peaceful here. Yete, what are you doing here? I am an adventurer, you know. I can go wherever I like. But seriously, I came to your hometown, Lulua. Huh? You see, Lulua, I made a decision. Pretty soon, I'm going to go look out for my brother to the Eastern Continent. You're going to the Eastern Continent? Yeah, but before I go, I thought I'd go have a look at a few places around here. And your hometown was on my list, so here you go. It's giving me an amazing adventurer note? Come on, Lulua, you're supposed to sign it. Write your name right in here. You want me to? I'm not an amazing adventurer at all. Star Rail count on PC. Oh, 1.3 hasn't dropped yet. Quickly, roll for Kafka. Get Domi Mummy. Get the only character I care about in Star Rail. Quickly, do it. I mean, I said I'll play it on PS5 because I have it, but I don't know how much I'll be playing of it because I'm so like locked in with Genshin. But I'll still play it. I'm true, Lulu. You're a great adventurer. So please give me your autograph. Yeah, I'd be really happy to. If you want to, I'll be happy to. I just gotta wait for the reroll. I just gotta wait for the reroll for my mother. I mean, sorry, mummy. Sorry, mummy. Sorry. Got it. It's a good one. No, I can tell without any regrets. Or whomever I want. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Tay, I'll miss you. Don't worry about it. Even if we're in different continents, we'll be under the same sky. And when we're both journeying under the same sky, it's like we're together, isn't it? I guess when you put it that way. Okay, so we're always again. Yeah, fair enough. To be honest, like, the base cast, like the main 4 adventurers, are pretty decent in Star Rail. Especially March. March is a great support unit. From what I've seen. So it's like, if you like build her up right, you can make her look like a great support party. And then Stel, or Caius, I think his name is, are, you know, the pro tags. They're pretty decent jack of all trades. Fair enough. I'm not actually leaving the Eastern Continent immediately anyway, so you have time to make more chance before that. I guess that's true. I have a lot of things I want to talk to you about. It goes for you too, you know. Alright, Lulua. I do kind of want Seely. Not just because, you know, she's an absolutely cracked DPS from what I've been told in Star Rail, like she's absolutely cracked damage dealer, but just because I think she's cool. This, like, street-raised, like, warrior who's, like, had to, like, fend for herself and, like, live, like, you know, born and raised on the streets, isn't, like, the most book-smart person and whatnot, and then has a canonical, like, crush on, like, this complete bookworm. I say that, Bronya's no real bookworm. She's still very strong, capable on herself. She's just, like, really intellectually smart. And I just think that's really cool and cute. And the fact that Bronya shares the crush back, it's just the two of them are so devoted to their lives that they can't commit to it together yet. You know, they have things to do. I'm done. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I still see people that are like, I've got every single character. And I'm like, great, how much money have you spent? Oh, I was going to show off my grind. Quick. You go here, there's a bunny right in front of you. And fight the bunny, and then you spam a Megacraft. because they are resistant to magic but not physical. They drop like near 8,000 experience points a pop, regardless of difficulty. So you can just lower it to easy to speed it up, and then you can just grind there. That's what I was doing to grind off screen. So if we get destroyed by the final boss and I need to just grind a few levels, I can go here. And when I beat the game, assuming there isn't a post-game dungeon, because there is post-game content, I know there is. Assuming there isn't a post-game dungeon that offers more, I'll probably be coming back here for the trophy. Yeah. I've probably spent more than that, to be honest, because I've played it so much. Not in one go, but as like throughout the game's lifespan, I've definitely spent at least 1,000 by now, I think. And before people start going, oh, you whale, keep in mind it's over the span of like 3 years. Two ideas for Trophy 99. Well, I suppose the bigger question is, what one do you want to be Trophy 100? Which one do you want to be your milestone Platinum? I'm going to save again because we are going to go try and fight, I think, the final boss. I can't remember, dude. That's why I asked. Nope, we'd have to go warp from here. Oh yeah, right. Russian Final Fantasy 15. I've slept since then. I don't remember that in detail. I wish I could see the platform these warp to, so I could see what enemies are hiding. I mean, you can see that one at least. Oh, of course there's going to be something blocking the door. Alright. What level are you? 80 fucking 5. But you don't have much health. Oh, I need Marona to drop an Angel 4 heart yet before I can commit. So what are we thinking? The final boss will be level 90 or? Even if it resists fire, we can lower its defense. Hey, we stunned it. Oh, thank you, Maruru. Nice, that's what I was hoping for. I want to try this. Oh, for only one person, huh? Okay. All. Oh, is there a way to check other characters on my front line? Ugh. I'm waiting to see how much of that booster actually was. Just make sure the stats stay down. Today, I want to try Yakuza 3. I don't know how long Yakuza 3 would be. Increases attack, defense, and speed by 20%. That's not bad. I think I still kind of prefer this. All stats by 50%. So yeah, this is still better. Okay, got it. Oh, I could have checked on Verona because I forgot they share stat bonuses again. Yeah, because that's also the clunkiest. But then there's also, like, no difficult songs in Yakuza 3 to make up for it. Like, none of the songs are hard, at least to me. Like, at least in, like, some of the other Yakuza games, there's, like, one or two songs that are pretty, like, snappy and fast and on your ass about it. You know what I mean? Like, they have, like, kind of, like, a high, like, skill expectation of some degree. Yeah, because there's no, like, lightning-fast rock song. There is a long song, but it's a slow one, which is, like, the Kamurocho Blues. But, like, none, at least in my humble opinion, none of them are hard. The only, like, the Kamurocho Blues, you can't even do straight away. You have to at least get to Kamurocho before you can do it. Dragon Engine. They're easier on the Dragon Engine, yeah. But in terms of the songs themselves, I mean, Yakuza 3's I didn't have any trouble with. And I know I say that as someone who hasn't had any trouble with any karaoke in any Yakuza game, but still. I found 3's one of the easiest. So, that is this world, Stia. She is merged with the unit. Looks like she's in sleep mode. What should we do? You know already, don't you? We have to wake her up, and then separate her from the unit. Simple as that. Now, isn't it easier to get the grind through? So as the old system. By the way, Kiwami means extreme. Yeah. I love that they brought that up all the time in Kiwami 1, and then they don't mention it at all in Kiwami 2. And you're like, oh, come on! Was it because people were memeing on it too hard? Yeah, it's simple as that. Got it. Okay, here I go. I still love that every time it's mechanical process, they speak in English. Alright, Lulua, we need to do what you did for me before. Come at her with everything. Enough to wake her up, okay? Okay. What's he on? Make review more humorous. I mean, just do what's natural for you, though. Don't force there to be a joke sort of thing, because you can always tell when someone's forcing a joke. If it feels like, oh, they've just read a bit and now suddenly they've paused to like make a joke bit, people go, all right. But the reason why I always called like the cyber demon Dad in Doom is because I always had something new I wanted to say. When you can find him in a secret mission in Wolfenstein, I was like, I get to call Dad a Nazi. That's perfect, you know. So. And the thing is, I know the Cyber Demon appears in every single Doom, so it's a reoccurring joke every time I review a Doom game. Is that at some point I get to bully Dad, you know? Or if something seems ridiculous, like if you're talking about a plot point and it seems insane, lean into it, and people notice how insane it is through making a joke out of it, which I think I did in Knights of Azure 2, where there's a couple points where I made a joke out of how insane a particular plot point was by incorporating it in. So not only would you like you get the humor, but there's also a part of you that could be like, oh right, yeah, that is kind of wild. What is happening? Oh, she's not speaking English now. Critical error detected. Repeat, critical error detected. Duplicate code confirmed. Duplicate code. Stia Fells Galaxia. But what's screwed up? It's over 70,000. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, don't do that. That seems a bit insane. Duplicate code identity hostile. Eliminate. Operation mode change. Eliminate. Alright, final boss time. Stia? Oh no. Because there are two of me here, the control unit considers it a malfunction. What do you mean? What should we do? Our mission remains the same. The other Stia should be released if we defeat the control unit. Trust in me, Lulua. It will all work out somehow. Of course. Alright, here we go. Target for elimination identified. Battle sequence initiated. The GX level 100! What do you mean? That's what we're... Yeah, I've watched one or two of it, but it doesn't quite hit the same. But I have seen one or two of them. Yeah, bye! Jeez. But I've been saying this, like, for most of the playthrough, but it's genuinely one of the biggest things I've enjoyed with Lulua. And I mean this. I know it's not for everyone, but there's also an easy difficulty, so you can mitigate it a little bit. I genuinely love how hard this game is. I genuinely love it. It's like one of the most consistently challenging Atelier games I've played so far. It's action packed, by the way. Cool. No, I'm gonna buff first. I'm gonna start laying the buffs before I do anything. I was gonna try and, like, see if I could nerf it at all, but it didn't work on the enemies outside the final boss. I doubt the nerf's gonna work on the final boss, you know? So I'm just gonna get the buffs on everyone, so everyone's 50% stat boost, and they're pretending to be 8 levels higher, so they're all pretending to be around level 89. And that also means this is the final boss theme that we're listening to. It's okay, but it's more atmospheric. It's trying to, like, lean into the fear factor of what's at stake if you lose. Because Stia will die if you lose in the canon, effectively. What was it weak to again? Fire. Alright, let's just try hurting it. It's got about 20k health, so we can start judging. Oh, okay. Oh, it's gonna do the fucking mana charge. Okay. Right, got it. Yeah. Right, I forgot how these fuckers work. Okay, it is the same as the other one, just harder. Got it. It's just atmospheric. It's just like build up, and then like a vocal track kicks in every now and then. But it's not like a vocalist. It's just opera. Nightmare Sickle. Instant death off the rip. Okay, great. Fucking thank you. gonna guard. I need people to recover. Level 3. Jesus Christ, Maru just got hit with everything. Look at all the negatives on her. She's move locked, she's asleep, and she's stunned. Level 4. Fucking it's got to lock up again. That's not actually bad that it did that, because then I can get a free swap. How much do I do just to do basic attack? Oh, that's not terrible. I am gonna guard though, because next is charge level 5, which is executioner. Yep. I've heard Escher and Loji's final boss theme, admittedly, which I find hilarious. Just that one. I just found it hilarious when I first heard it. I was like, what the fuck is this? If you slow it down, that'd be nice. I'll try and try that. Piana, thank you, but I need to get Lady in. Honestly, we can lower its stats. We can't, okay. Had to try. I've also heard Maria, Ayesha's final boss theme. And to be fair, I really enjoyed it when I heard it. I didn't realize it was the final boss theme or like tied to it. It was like before like I proper got into it, but I genuinely really did enjoy it. Oh, you have 2 resistances to electric. Ugh. More controversy with Nikkei. Well, other than the fact that it's just a booby game. Oh, the only like controversy with the community is that 2 events that were originally expected to be further apart have now been revealed to be right next to each other, and both of them will involve money if you want to get everything. So people who were saving up, or who like did the first event and like maybe spent money or like did everything for it, who were then expecting to have time to save up for the other event, now realize they can't, and they're more likely to have to spend money to get it, which people are feeling is a bit cheap. But outside of that, no, it's just it's an anime game, so with boobs, and so of course there's journos to take a problem with it because what's new? Which I don't pay any mind to, because it's just fucking who cares about a journalist's opinion? They rarely have anything interesting, Mad. Oh, what was injury? I know it's single target. Oh, it's the one that stops you doing fucking anything. Got it. Oh, the thing's gonna go again before... Yep. It's gonna go again before... I want Verona in, so I want Verona to use her ultimate. the dredge up. Oh, I just don't... I get it, I just don't find most of them interesting, so I don't bother. I'm going to use this because it puts the level of resistance on. Not like I don't need the heal, it's just for the resistance boost. Because level 3 is coming. I'm going to try and save the ultimate for when I need it. Oh, do you just resist physical? Oh, you do. Okay. Not bad. Level 3. Earth Rage, that hits everyone. And knocks back a turn, because fuck me. Yeah, I have a friend of mine that's like super into Nikkei. And he finds like that like anytime people bring up like booba ha 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 really annoying because he genuinely enjoys the game for what it is. And he just finds all the booba controversy like just kind of pointless. And I get it. I don't like that Rarona's stunned. I get like terror in my soul after that last stream. I think it was the last stream where Rarona ended up stunned for like 6 turns in a row. It's like there's just terror in my soul. I'm like, no, recover, lady. You're gonna have to recover soon. Because the way I think stun works is that it's 3 to 5 turns, or if you get hit by a physical attack, you recover. And I think it was just that Rarona just wasn't getting targeted by fuck all for ages last time, but I really needed her to have a turn. Oh, this is Executioner. Oh, I wasn't keeping count. Well, that's why this one's fantastic. Yeah, this bit, the chorus, is great. Nice! That resistance kicked in. How are we doing? 12k. Gauge is max. Decreases all resistances. Will that work though? I'm gonna go for it. Because I think this thing's immune to resistance shifters. Which I think is a shame, but I get bosses being immune to status conditions, but being immune to status, like, shifters, like, making it so you can alter its strengths and weaknesses, I'm just like, oh, come on, that's just opening holes up for strategy, and you're locking the door, you know? It's just right there, fair enough. I just need Verona to recover so bad. Can I push this turn back at all? No, that did not move at all in the time card. Hey, Verona, fuck. I was like, hey, Verona, can you recover? No. I didn't get lucky that time. Oh, fair enough. Okay, we're about halfway. It's just, what charge is it on? It's... Oh, it isn't charged. Okay. Oh, thank you. And she just got the stat boost, so it's going to do better. Yep. 3 for free, damn it. Alright, two uses is still good. It does less damage because we have no MP, because it spends MP to do more damage with that item, but still. And I will drop this elixir as well, just to make sure everyone keeps alive. And I'll drop this as well. Yeah, fair enough. Recover! Fuck! Right, level 1 is this bullshit. Great. So we weren't having enough trouble. Sealed everyone, of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Oh, now Verona recovers. Yeah, thanks. Guard. I'm just gonna have you guard and try and wait out the seal. Again? What are you, insane? Because the seal is also, I think it's 3 to 5 turns. I can check. Oh, it doesn't tell me, but it does wear out. Switch when that happens. No. The reason why I'm not switching is because Maruru is carrying an assist elixir, and I don't want to put her on the front line and her die, because I will run out of elixirs, and then I won't be able to heal. I would rather wait it out than put my healer in the firing line. If I had a spare elixir, I'd swap Piana in and try and have her heal. But it's just not what... Was she dying 1 turn? There's a risk. There is a risk. If I... Because if you swap in... Oh, well, wrong person. But you see how it pushes the turn way back? So behind the character that's stunned? The enemy would get a free turn before that character could do anything. Like buff themselves. Because it pushes your turn way back if you do a switch. So there's a chance. And so it's one of those things where you either take the risk or you don't. And I would rather just raise my guard and hold off and wait for it to wear out. Because the whole time we're guarding, it's doing next to no damage anyway, so it's fine. Realistically, you should just come like kitted out with more elixirs. So you can just do it. You can just do the swap. Because now we have to face an executioner. We're all guarding, so hopefully it won't murder, but it's still gonna hurt. Nice. Who got stunned? Okay, that's fine. We've got turns to burn. It's not getting it wrong, it's strategy. It's to say, hey, if you want to take this risk, you got to know what risk you're taking. That's what it is. It's just making you actually... Oh, I did have a spare elixir. I miscounted. I could have just swapped Piana in, for fuck's sake. God damn it. I thought I used them all. I do have a spare. Oh, fuck me. Contrivance? No, it's not. It's just strategy. If you're going to swap someone out, you have to see it pushes you behind the enemy. You have to say, is it worth it? So you need to make sure your character will be okay to survive it. You need to strategize whether it's worth the risk. I'm all for it. I am going to use this super, though. I don't think it's contrived at all. It's literally just a strategy thing. The only time it gives you a free swap is if a character's dead. If a character's dead and you swap them, it doesn't spend any turn time. You'll get a turn with the character you swap them with. So you at least almost get like a comeback mechanic a little bit in there. I get what you're saying, but at least for me, it's like, I still don't think it's like a contrivance. I think it does make it so you have to be more wary when you use it. You can't just, like, do it. But I genuinely don't... That doesn't bother me at all. That genuinely doesn't. I like that. Because it makes me have to think about it. It's like, do I want to take this leap? Do I want to take this chance? Or do I hold off, you know? Hey, if I use Mega Meteor... and trying... I'm not going to get the stun, probably not, because it's only a chance. Maruru, are you going to use your assist interrupt? For fuck's sake. Yeah, but Sophie 2 also came way later. Hey, 50% chance, by the way. 50% chance, by the way. 50%. 50%. Okay. Thank you. 50%. No, but it's not contrived, though. I can't stress that enough. It's not a matter of, oh no, they made it contrived because they made it awkward. It's no, they're asking you to just not spam it. They're asking you to think about it before you do it. That's not a contrivance. That's making it so you can't just abuse switching. And the moment a character's in trouble, just swap them for someone else and then heal off the difference. Because you can heal your back row. That's all that is. It's just different games do it in different methods. And I like this game the way it handles it this way. I don't think it's a contrivance that they're asking you to just not spam it by making it that there is a risk in place for you doing it. With time cards? Yeah, but the time cards is still its own thing. This is still like this. That's still like just having the swapping mechanic be the way it is what it is. That's still different. At least in my humble opinion. God. You swap in Piana and just hope Piana lives. Assuming she doesn't get targeted. She's gonna catch a stray. And she got fucking sealed, so that switch was pointless. That's alright, Piana can be bait. It's not restricting. I think you're missing my point a little, dude. The whole point is that they're not restricting in that sense. They're not trying to hold it back and say, no, you just can't use this. That's not what they're doing at all. They're just saying you can't get away with it for fucking free. Because if you could, it would turn the difficulty of this game on its head. Because there's so much you can do that would make it very abusable in this game that I've already seen like through it. And so by making it that the payoff is you can use it and you can get a lot out of it, but the enemy's gonna have a turn, I think that's balance. I don't think that's contrivance. That's my point. Yeah, but Sophie 2 also came later, so that's an unfair comparison, because they clearly learn and do things differently in that game. And Sophie 2's entire system was also built around all 6 members of the party built into it, and the difficulty around it was built around it. Yeah, that you'd have to involve all 6 party members, so it was built with it in mind. So having it do that way, Shaylee isn't though. Yeah, and I'll get to Shaylee when I get to Shaylee. Shaylee might be the reason why this game does this, as far as I'm aware. Shaylee might have balance issues that you can exploit if you know what you're doing, but I don't know that because I haven't played it yet. What charge are we on? Not 5 at least. I need to check what charge we're on. You're on 3. Okay. Oh, that does nothing. Okay, just guard. It's not worth the hassle. Oh, that's an insta-kill on whoever it hits. It missed, thank God. But it is on charge 4, so it's going to execute next turn. But the difference is that Sophie 2, especially near the end of the game, has the difficulty to keep up with you with the spamming. That's the difference. They learned how to do it right to make it so it was a fair challenge even with the system. Which is why, like I said before, I really wouldn't be surprised if the reason why this is like this in this game is because of what they learned in Shaylee. But I haven't played Shaylee, so I don't know. And it's hard to not say hard to take your word for it, that's the wrong way of putting it, but it's like how you play it is very blunt in a lot of RPGs from what you've told me over time. So there might be things under the hood that you just haven't noticed, that when I play it, it's like, oh yeah, okay, maybe this is a bit broken. You know, that'll make that, like, maybe if you know what it is and how to handle it, you just swap people in, it breaks it. So it's like, I don't think they would just be like, oh, they had this system in this, let's just change it just cause. No, from what I've been able to tell from all the Gus games they've played, they always take something they learn and then apply it. If for this game to have a slightly different handling of that system, that's because they learned something the last time they did it and had to apply it. At least that's my impression. I'm gonna take the risk to swap Maruru in. And I'm actually going to use this on the back row because these two I care about more. Which sounds horrible, but because you know, when a character's dead, it's a free switch, it doesn't cost anything. I can then get her in. I can do this to speed everyone up. The lowest difficulty? You do? Oh, that's a surprise. But fair enough, equally. I thought you at least played on normal. Also, you can play however you want, obviously. I'm not... Don't take that as me criticizing. I'm just surprised. I didn't realize you did that. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be playing on normal. I mean, I've been playing this on normal, and I've been loving the challenge. And there is an easy mode for people watching that, like, oh god, this game looks kind of like really bullying on the player sometimes. No, it can be beaten. You can just lower if it's too much. Thank god there isn't a beat the final boss on very hard trophy like that game though. Oh, which speaking of, I mentioned it like a while ago that at some point I'd be interested in doing like a very hard run for Sophie 2. I've kind of decided I will probably do it when all the Atelier games I want to play are covered. So like after all the Dusk games are done, I will do a New Game Plus run, but I'll do the whole game on very hard. Just because I'm kind of curious how it will be like. So you can like prepare, it gives me a chance to go through the game again, because I want to go through the game again anyway. And it can be a fun challenge run. Even if New Game Plus will make some of the early game kind of easy, even on very hard. Yeah, and that's why I like the difficulty options though, because like, I still find these games super comfortable, but I like that I have to wake up a little bit for the bosses, but that's just me. But equally, if like it was too much and I wasn't enjoying it and I wasn't feeling like relaxed and cozy with it, I would then just go lower the difficulty. Totaru's fucked, so we need to be careful. If she gets like targeted, as I was saying, okay, no, she's fine. She only got cursed because she's got a health curse, so she's got less max health currently. I'm going to use the ult, get everyone a bit more powered up. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, and that's fair enough. Like I said, yeah, I appreciate games that don't have difficulty trophies anymore. I used to be like all for it when I was a kid, because I like the pride of it and being like, yeah, I beat Halo Reach on legendary difficulty, you know, but nowadays, like, I'm just like, no, make it so you can, anyone can achieve it. So anyone can enjoy it of all skill levels. And it's just if you want the extra challenge, it's there. No, safe mode is not the worst thing to come from an Atlas game. No. The easy mode in SMT3 Nocturne's Remaster is, because it turns off game mechanics. Yeah, I beat every Halo campaign Legendary Solo. Yeah, in the HD Remaster, and only the HD Remaster of Nocturne, because it was infamously, and rightly so, one of the hardest turn-based RPGs ever made, as if for Persona, well, then maybe. For the remaster, they added a new easy mode. The easy mode just turns off mechanics. So you don't learn the game at all. You just have a dumbed-down RPG. Like, it turns off the evasion stat, so enemies can't dodge your attacks full stop, so everything will hit no matter what you do. And it was like the most depressing thing, because it's like, no, the best thing about the SMT series is how you can abuse your attack, defense, and evasion stat on the fly, and burn against your enemies. And it's what they literally teach you. The Matador boss fight is such a wall in SMT3, not because he's actually insanely cracked and hard, but because if you haven't learned that you can manipulate your stats by that point, he will make sure you never beat him until you do. Because the fight starts and he immediately ups his evasion by 5 levels. On easy mode, that doesn't mean anything, so you can just hit him. But on normal and hard, you try and hit him with anything, it will always miss. You have to learn that you can lower his stats, otherwise you'll never win. Or at least up yours to match it. Persona, the worst thing with Persona, in my humble opinion, is base Persona 3 not letting you control your teammates, because it turns too much of the difficulty into a gamble. You can instruct them, but you don't have full control, and it turns way too much of that game's difficulty into a gamble, and I fucking hate that. It made every death feel like it wasn't my fault. And if I'm playing any game where me losing feels like it wasn't my fault, I'm not enjoying it. And that was the whole of Persona 3 and Persona 3 Festival. It's why I don't mind Portable, because Portable at least gives you party control. Well, that ain't you want, it's just my humble opinion. Would this kill? It did. We're good. I actually found this one slightly easier than the last one. We got a little stuck in the middle, but that was it. But the last one, I wasn't sure what to expect when going into it. Was this one I kind of had an idea of what to expect. Hey, we get a Philosopher's Stone out of it. Nice. Sounds really hot. Yeah, playing a game on a gamble is pretty fun if it wasn't 90 hours long. When it's 90 hours long and the final boss is over 2 hours long, then it gets a little fucking draining. When the final boss has 13 health bars, then it gets a little draining. When, like, a character's deciding to not heal the party when you ask them to heal, and then you all die the next turn, then it's not so fun. But then I'm really outspoken. I don't like Persona 3. Persona 3 I think is the weakest Persona game, and that really like pisses people off because a lot of other people think it's the best one. And I genuinely just don't like P3. I like elements of it. I love the characters. I love the music. Lotus Juice always delivers. But I genuinely hated the gameplay. I felt like it was such a step down from Persona 2, because Persona 2 had nearly double the elements anyway, and had full party control, and had a party of 5. And then P3 comes along, has less mechanics, you can't control your whole party, and there's only 4 of them. It just felt like a universal downgrade from Persona 2. And the game's like twice as long as Persona 2. Persona 2 ends at a healthy length. Persona 3 started the Persona franchise's annoying trend of just being like 80 plus long games, and I just don't... They don't need to be that long. It's why I eventually started leaning more on Shin Megami Tensei, because SMT, they're like 30 to 40 hours. Like, I think that's a healthy length for an RPG. I'll still give Remake a try. Oh, and for the record, anyone who's curious about whether I'll stream Remake, no. Not at all. I want to play it in my spare time, and it'll probably be the same with Persona 6. I have negative interest in streaming Persona games on my channel, not because they would take up so much goddamn time because of how long they are, but also because it attracts, like, some really annoying fuckwits. Anytime, like, any streamer, big or small, streams a Persona game, it attracts some really weird people in the chat who just want to backseat everything, and I'm like, nah, I just don't want to deal with that. So I've just made, like, the, decision to avoid. I might change my mind someday. Like, Persona 4 Golden's never entirely going to be removed from my list. But it's like, I'm much more likely to cover an SMT game, because that at least won't attract those people. Stia! Lulua! Right, I know, time for the restore core. Also, first try, by the way. Kinda glad about that. Lua, why am I... Stia! Stia, it's you! You're back! Yeah, exactly. Not people randomly coming in saying, "Oh, did you know?" Especially if it's Persona 4, it'd piss me off more, because I guarantee you, doesn't matter who would come in chat and what they'd have to say, I'd know more than them, and I'd know they're wrong. I don't have, like, over 1,000 hours in base Persona 4, and over 600 hours in Persona 4 Golden for nothing. You know? And so it'd just be more annoying. Because it's like, not only are you backseating, you're backseating wrong. Or you're backseating shit there's no way in this God's Green Earth I don't already know. And so you just get more annoying. And I could put a pinned chat saying, like, don't backseat, but it doesn't stop people. Because some people just don't read. Well, they're going to speak with you again. Stia, oh, thank goodness. Lulua. Oh, Lulua. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was addicted to Persona 4. I'd go for it once every 6 months, the base version on PS2. It's why it was such a system shock and took me forever to get the golden, because I didn't like that some of the voice actors changed. It really threw me off. Like, I'm used to the new voices now, and it sounds weird hearing the original cast, but there is a huge part of me that's like, especially at the time, that just could not adjust to Chie sounding so much higher pitched. I preferred her sounding more relaxed and like slightly deeper in original P4 over Noir that she is now in P4G. Oh, and the fact that Naoto has never had a consistent actress. That was just like, come on. Naoto has never had the same actress in 2 projects. She has a different actress in Arena, a different actress in Golden, and a different actress in Dancing. It's like, Jesus Christ, can you not just... for once. It's over. It is for this world. Now we have to lock this reality in across all other dimensions using the time brooch. Right, I'm hoping there will be a gap between us getting the credits rolling. In English, that's fair enough. I like the most of the voice cast, and I have adjusted because I said Chie is voiced by the original English actress for Noir. So you just there are something you just adjust to and you get used to it. And Teddy's new voice actor, I genuinely didn't realize straight away that he had a new voice actor. He sounded a little bit higher pitched, but I didn't register that was a different voice. Fitzgerald. I know it's really over. Great job, Lulua. Chie's been voiced by Fitzgerald ever since, I want to say, Arena. The original actress only voiced her for original Persona 4. Which, like I said, is a shame because I genuinely like original Chie because she's not as high-pitched. Well, it's funny because Fitzgerald, stepped into a role that was previously done, and then later on stepped out of a role that someone else took. So it's like destiny corrected itself in a weird way. She not that she stole the role, that's not it at all. It's just the previous actress I think didn't want to come back, so she stepped in. And then there was another situation where she stepped out and someone else stepped in. What did you do? We protected them. The ones that are most precious to us. Most precious? Oh yeah, by the way, we made a time brooch, which means that every single universe now Stia just woke up and is alive and well. So Lulua broke the reality of time. I'm back already? Why don't you stay for dinner? Thanks, but we don't want to intrude, so we'll be on our way. I love Mendez's take on Noir. I love that it's different, so I'm not really sure what you mean. That she sounds a bit more relaxed and not super squeaky, hyper excitable. She sounds a bit calmer. For the Scream meme. Yes, I know a lot of people who, every time they bring up Fitzgerald, bring up the Scream. Which, yes, I get it. It's iconic and it's amazing. But it's also an actress that's professionally trained. So, of course, she could do it. I love Mendez's performance as Noir. I genuinely prefer it. It was a bit of a whiplash at first, when I first heard it, but I've long since adjusted. Because my adjustment was V2R. Because, V2 compared to V2R was after it ended. And because there was new voice lines, instead of just having the new lines done by Mendez, they had her re-record the whole thing. No, why do you have a problem with Fitzgerald? I think she's lovely, in and out of work. Her voice is high-pitched, which was a catch-off, but I just got used to it. In the same way I then just got used to Mendez afterwards. I have a lot to catch up on. Yes. That's very gracious. Thank you for saving Stia. I don't know. For me, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed her performance. I prefer Mendez's, but I enjoyed Fitzgerald's performance, so I don't think it ruined the character because I liked it. But that's just me. I should be thanking you. You see, you're the one that made Alchemy Riddle. But then also, this is Neptunia as a franchise, and you not liking how things can be sometimes. Like, what else is new, you know? Yeah, but there's more than one ways of doing it, and there's more one ways of it being agreed upon. And I personally liked Fitzgerald's performance. I prefer Mendez's, but I like Fitzgerald. I don't think that she did a disservice to the character personally, or that she misfit it, or it didn't represent Noir from the games I played. I liked Noir as she is, and I liked how she was presented. It's just she was a smidge higher pitched. That was it. That was the only complaint I had. I wish she was a smidge lower pitched. Which that's what Mendez did. And Mendez also took her own take on the character and made Noir a smidge different, which made it unique. I didn't think Noir was Valley Girl. I didn't get that impression. This is what I mean by just different takes. I didn't think Noir was Valley Girl at all with Fitzgerald's performance. Like, even remotely. She's just slightly higher pitched, but I didn't get Valley Girl. She still came across as like an edgy tsundere with problems. Who doesn't want to admit those problems? It's just she had a slightly squeakier voice than I expected, but then I adjusted in like 5 seconds. You hear the first line, you go, oh, that's weird. You hear the second line, you go, alright, and then I carried on. Yeah, but being high-pitched is not... High-pitched does not equal Valley Girl. At least in my opinion. Valley Girl is like if Noir started going, Noir thinks that we should be doing this. Noir thinks we should be doing... No, she doesn't do that. That's Uzume. At least that's my interpretation of Valley Girl. Valley Girl is not high pitch. High pitch is just high pitch. But that's what I mean. Like, I didn't get any Valley Girl out of Noir whatsoever. Regardless of who was performing her. And... Yeah, but you're saying you don't like Fitzgerald's performance, and you said Noir isn't a Valley Girl brat. So I read that comment. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think she was though. And that's not the impression I got from Fitzgerald at all. And Fitzgerald's projections Valley Girlish, I don't agree with that. I don't think it was at all, because it might be slightly higher pitched, but that was it. That was all there was to it. It never gave me that impression, or that was the part of the performance. That was just the voice. That was my point. Words. Well, still, dude, just... I can't just take... If I try and take exactly what you say exactly to the word, I'd have nothing to say. So I have to kind of read between the lines. And if I read between the lines wrong, then I apologize. But I have to try and read what you say and be like, okay, I'm assuming you mean this. If I assume wrong, then I apologize. But if I take it exactly to your words, I'll have nothing to say. Other than I disagree, you know? You see, you're the one who made the Alchemy Riddle, and that's how it can be here now. And that isn't necessarily a criticism on you. I'm just saying I have to try and figure it out for the conversation as I go. So if I get it wrong, then I apologize. Well then, let's say it to each other one more time. Alright. Aw. I don't really understand what's going on, but who was that other Lulua? Well, that Lulua is... Oh, wait a minute, Stia. Oh, she's gonna write, because she knows the book's gonna go to other Lulua. She's gonna write thank you in that. Let's have to add this to the cauldron. Hmm? Thanks again, Lulua. Oh, that's way. Speak with Stia. Okay. I think our ending is in. So I'm going to save. Like, I think, like, we can save here safely. Just in case we're not safe, I'm going to save on another file. So I've got 3 files going. Not much of a chance. Yeah. I know this is going to be a complete hot take. And I accept it that people don't agree with it, but equally I don't give a shit because most of the people that don't agree with it have that opinion from a point of bias and not from actual listening. I prefer the dub over the sub for Nep, like, entirely. I genuinely do. I don't mind the sub, but I genuinely have no problems with it, especially with Nep. And Fitzgerald, was just, like, you know, part of it. I liked the dub. I liked Fitzgerald's performance. So the only gripe I had was it was slightly too high a pitch, but that was almost definitely how was that a hot take? Because there was a lot... The anime community would gut me if I dared say I preferred English over Japanese. and I just don't give a shit what they think. There is still a huge group of people who are so firmly in that 4Kids camp of just because 4Kids did a lot of shit weird in the late 90s and early 2000s, that all dub is awful ever since, and it's just like, come on. But I liked Fitzroy's performance. I liked everyone's performance. I was more gutted that Vert sounded a little different. That sounds a little different in newer games than she used to. Her Britishness, for lack of a better word, sounded more natural than it used to. And now, like, I don't know like who the actress is now, but it doesn't sound as natural. Oh, it's just a fair. I thought there was an event here. Yeah, fair enough. I said the only reason I play these games subbed and not dubbed is because my first experience with Gust was in subbed only games, so I just got used to hearing it in Japanese. And it worked out because, you know, not all the Mysterious games are dubbed, and this game isn't dubbed, so I would have been screwed out on the last hurdle with that sense. That's fair. And I appreciate, like, playing the PS2 games, that Iris, also, didn't mean to block the mic, also gives you the option of English or Japanese. It's annoying that the settings for language don't save, so every time I start up the game again I have to quickly go back to settings and change it to Japanese, but I'll take it. The Roman Ram, as in which version? In dub or sub? I find sub Roman Ram, well, I find sub Rom kind of bad. I don't mind Ram too much. And their English is fine. And this is coming from someone who has like a negative stigma at child characters in anything. I didn't find them annoying. And the only reason I found them annoying was because of the characters themselves and how they are when they first meet Netgear in the second game, because they're naturally distrustful because of everything that's gone on. So like when Netgear shows up, I just found Ram to be a smidge bratty, but that was it. And I found her annoying. I even mentioned it in my review at the time that I found her annoying, but then she grew on me in the later games. I wouldn't go that far. It definitely sounds like an adult doing a kid's voice, but then that's every like acting performance ever, like voice acting performance ever. It's just professionally done. But I genuinely I didn't find it bad at all. Anyway, let's wrap this baby up. Let's get started. So now we're gonna pick our ending. I can't remember which choice is what. Oh, it's block scene, because of course it fucking is. God damn it. Why did I expect any different? Alright, time to do some reading. I'll have to explain to you guys how it is. Alright, Lulua's reading a book. Mix it like this and reduce the heat just so. Okay, I've checked it all. Stia comes along. Lulua, I've brought the ingredients. Are these okay? Lulua, yep, that's fine. It all worked out somehow. Now I'm going to start the synthesis. I'm going to go through this quickly. I'll get back to our conversation in a sec, one man. I just don't want to sit on the blue screen forever. Now, customer? Someone's knocking at the door. Oh, ending choice. We got... All my choices are a request for a job, which is the area ending. So, like, the Arkless ending, the Arless ending, and Arland ending. Was that a man's voice is my next option. So then I can start going through all the male endings. Was that a woman's voice? All the female endings. Customers for my curry shop. Curry ending, or something even more interesting, which is the true ending. So I'm going to be picking that. Lulua, yes, coming. Better put my alchemy riddle away. Who is it? She's running to the door. My journey with alchemy riddle is over for now. I met so many different people and experienced all kinds of things, and I did a lot of growing up too. Blue screen ending. Yeah, they need to do away with it. I genuinely think it's the most annoying thing about like this era of Gust. And it's annoying because they didn't do it in Sophie 1. And it's like, come on. Lulua still. But looking at the long, long road called life that lies ahead of me, I've realised that my journey's only really just begun. And I'll find many more purposes in life and work hard to reach my goals. And of course, I'll continue to walk the path of alchemy. So that's why the chapter of blank pages where my life is full of possibilities and leading to all possible futures will never end. Oh, and in the book, to the great alchemist, thank you. That's the book that said that, so that's probably other Lulua that left it. Credits! Can I skip these credits? Good. Oh, we're back! With the alchemy in her hands, Lulua was able to have all sorts of adventures and experiences. Her skills as an alchemist grew so great, it could rival even that of her mother, Verona. And the path she chose for her future is equally great. So does this mean it will... I wonder if it's because it was there was a song playing during the ending bit. I wonder if it was blocking the licensed music, and that's why. Anyway, like, now we've actually got a pause second. That is a hot take for me with Uzume's English VA, because I genuinely loved Uzume's performance. And I genuinely didn't care much for her Japanese performance. I loved her English performance. Yeah, and Vert's unfair because, like, a literal living legend voices her in Japanese. You know? Come on. Picking endings? Yes, I did. So we can load before it and I can get the other ones. Because I do want to at least see the Eva ending and maybe the Verona and Stirk ending. But I don't know if Verona and Stirk would be in male voice or female voice. So we'll have to see. Let's see. Not forgetting anything, am I? No, I think you've got it all. So where should we head first? Good question. I guess somewhere with lots of people is ideal. I'll be able to get lots of requests and become better and better. Quite so. After all, big dreams require big actions. You'll be the #1 alchemist yet. We are #1. That's the plan. Can't be losing to Mum, so I can't stop yet. It's Stia, time to be off. Wherever there seems to be lots of people. Come on. Hold on a minute. We're going to run the whole way? We don't even know where we're going. Yeah, of course. I'm sure you'll be alright. We'll make it work somehow, right? Onward stretched Lulua's journey. Always straight ahead. Where will she end up? And what will she accomplish? So this is the true ending, by the way. So the true ending is that she goes not alone, but with Stia, and they go adventuring together. Well, that's a tale for another time. Hint, hint, we might do a Lulua 2 at some point and talk about where she ends up. Game clearance data will be recording the system data. Clearing game cleared data. Once you load cleared data, you can proceed in any way of following ways. Continue playing the game after the ending. Can be after the workshop notes at any time. All content only available after clearance will be unlocked, aka there's DLC dungeons. Or restart New Game Plus. I will make a separate save so I can just load this one later. So I've got 4 saves going. I've got a save before the bad ending, a save before the final boss because I was worried it'd take my ending away, a save before the ending choice, and now this New Game Plus save. Now you've beaten it. Yeah, the hidden page of the Alchemy Riddle. So there's new. That's the new versions of the NA bombs. You can make a new save date at the notice board. Very hard and charisma are now available difficulties, and the extra menu. I'll get to the extra menu last. I want to try out the other endings first. Oh! Right, we finished the game, so there's a new mix of the main theme. Cute. Anyway, back to it. Save data 2. Yes, let's get started. So you're going to have the block scene for a second until we get to the point that matters. So yep, several days later. I'm just holding skip so it speeds through it. You're holding the square button. Someone's knocked at the door. Huh, a customer. Because I want to see the Eva's ending. Oh, no, shit, I pressed the wrong button. No, I was clicking forward too much. No. No, I'm getting one of the town endings. I was mashing X and I clicked town ending. Okay, we're going to see another ending. That was my fault. I was mashing X. Okay, so we're going to see a town ending. I guess it's a different ending anyway. Do we get to pick what town ending? Or do I have to... Because there is a favoritism system. So if it does... Oh, I know what would dictate the town ending. Which town I wrap up in. Because you can wrap up anywhere. Yeah, I'm in Arkless, so we wrap in Arkless. Okay, so the town ending is picked by where you are. So we get to see a town ending. So we're in Arkless. Due to our skill and passion for work, which to get the town ending, you have to get to the highest grade on the board, and then you have to witness a CG scene. And in each area, there's something slightly different to it. In Arkless, you have to spend at least 2,000 coal in the shops. Trophy unlocked. Busy days. Oh no, I got this is the normal ending. Whoops. Okay, so I have the town ending something else later on. Another request. I see. Another order for bombs. Alright, it'll take only a moment. Is this booming? Yep. 100? Oh. Alright, now to see the ending I meant to see. I didn't even click the shop, but I think shop will be dictated by, not shop, the area ending will be dictated by where I am. Right, let's try this again, but this time not fucking it up. I've still got another ending beyond this I want to see yet. Yes, yes, block scene. That's what he was. You're not getting it, shut up. And then we'll enter post-game, and I'll, like, poke around the post-game dungeons. But this, I planned this to be my final stream. Okay, a request for a job. Was that a woman's voice? Eva, Miss Piana, it must be Mum and the others. Okay, so I know which one I need to go for. So I want to see Eva's ending. Because, you know, Eva canonically is in love with Lulua, and I'm really curious if that goes anywhere. And then afterwards I'm going to see Verona's ending, because Verona and Stirk share an ending, so I'm curious what their ending's going to be. And then off screen I'll, like, get the rest of the trophies. And then I'll also go through the extra menu before we wrap up. Alright, let's see. Lulua and Eva grew up together in the Armster orphanage, and are tied by strong bonds of friendship. Yeah, friendship, sure, huh? Ultimately, Eva chose to take over the care of the orphanage from Father Benon. And Lulua decided to support her. And Lulua too. Yeah. Support her while still running her atelier. Yeah, because it's really weird that, like, every single Gus property that isn't Atelier commits to, like a gay relationship. Except Atelier. I'll take it. The trophy I got is being together with Eva. Viewed Eva's ending. Also, what the fuck's happened to fourth Father Benon back there? Take this, Eisencamp! Camper! Come on, you have to sit so hard. Eva, what do you think the new kid will be like? Hard to say, kind-hearted? Eva, that's what you always say. Come on, no other guesses? Well, the children who come to us for care are always kind-hearted, all of them. I know that. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? We'll look after them all the same. No matter who they are, they'll have a family here. That sounded cool. Alright, time to get things ready around here. The curry. It's going to be the best curry anyone's ever tasted. Great, you two. Now how about a little help over? Yeah. Okay, so not quite. They take over the orphanage together, so they basically become a pair of mums to all the kids. That's kind of adorable, actually. Alright, now lastly, before we start getting to extras and post-game, I want to see Verona and Stirk's ending. Because, like I said, it's weird they share an ending and don't have an individual one. One second, we've got to go through these again. That's a German language, yeah. But it's like, because AR Tenliko has a gay couple. Blue Reflection Second Light has 2. If you count the whole... No, that's Blue Reflection as a whole has 2. Blue Reflection Second Light has 1 canon, 1 implied. Knights of Azure, the main character is literally married to a woman. Okay, it said and the others, so I don't know if this is Verona and Stirk or whether this is town ending, but we're going to find out. I'm still trying to figure out which option is the town endings, because I know there's a town ending in here. God dang it. I'm not crazy. Lulua's mother, Verona, and Stirk, the captain of the militia. This intrepid pair journeys to the east to learn what mysteries are to be found there, hoping for discoveries that will better the lives of all people in Ireland. Even now, they press onward, getting further and further away from their beloved Ireland. The Verona ending doesn't have Lulua in it, I think. So it literally is just closure for these two. These two go traveling together. That's cute. That's kind of the ending I would want. Because, yeah, you could theoretically see them, because they already, like, care about each other. We already know for a fact that Sturt crushes on Verona, so those two going and traveling the world just the two of them together, that's hella romantic. I'm a long way from Ireland. Indeed. And it's also kind of cute that this is the last ending I decided to check out, because it's like, it's closure for like the very first character I know, like we knew in Ireland. Indeed. Maybe some years before we see it again. Verona, you don't forget leaving Lulua on her own. No, I know she'll be alright. Lulua's a strong girl. Very strong. I think I'm worse off than she is. I can only stand being away from her. I see. Well, we could still turn back. No. I want to go on. What we're doing now is for the future of Ireland. Alchemy is the one and only thing I'm good at. There's a way... That's not true, Verona. You're also a great parent. Like, which is a rare, like, a really rare trait in the Atelier series. If there's a way I can use it to help, I'll do it. That's what it means to be an alchemist, you know. Undoubtedly so. My, when have you become so strong? Well, in that case, shall we be off? No telling what awaits us in the east. Whatever happens, I'm sure we'll be alright. Just as long as we're together, right? Most certainly. Well then. Onward! I kind of like that ending. I kind of really like that one. That feels like a good closure for those characters. Because you can theoretically see like how their love bloomed beyond that point. Anyway, extra menu. I haven't seen... Yeah, these are all the ending stuff. Oh, because I didn't save, it doesn't save the ending pictures. But it's like, if you've seen this CG, you're good for that town ending. You've seen that CG, you're good for that town ending. You see that CG, you're good for that town ending. That's the way to work off it. So yeah, because I didn't save it in the still. Oh well. I love how many random CGs are in this game. This game's got like some of the highest lists of CGs of just random shit happening. This! Oh, right, yeah. But since we're at the end, though, I should really give my final thoughts. Anyway, I should really give my final thoughts. Yeah. Although it's not my favourite game in the Ireland series, it's a close second. I genuinely really enjoyed this game a lot. It's just there's a couple little things in Toturi I ultimately preferred. But as a one collective experience, and a pretty reasonably difficult one at that, I genuinely loved this game. And so I'm glad I tried it out and had my fun with it. Why are these all in all caps? Where I'd put it on my list... Hang on. Let me get the list up. Alright, my current list... And I've put Atelier Iris on this list, but keep in mind I haven't finished Iris, so this could move. It's just where I'm feeling it right now. From bottom to top, it's Atelier Marie Plus, Atelier Marie Remake, Atelier Firis, Blue Reflection 1, Atelier Verona, Atelier Iris 1, Sophie 1, Knights of Azure, Riser 1, Azure 2, Maruru, Riser 3, Lulua, Toturi, Lydian Suli, Riser 2, Sophie 2, Blue Reflection Second Light. This list is getting so fucking long. Once again, from bottom to top, Marie Plus, Marie Remake, Firis, Reflection 1, Verona, Iris 1, Sophie 1, Azure 1, Riser 1, there's a lot of ones there, Azure 2, Maruru, Riser 3, Lulua, Toturi, Lydian Suli, Riser 2, Sophie 2, Blue Reflection Second Light. Oh yeah, right, compared to other sagas, let me get back up to my list. So I can actually look. Because there was something I was thinking about, and I want to mention it. Yeah, if it wasn't for Sophie 2, as in, like, if I played this when this was new, as a whole, I would probably slightly prefer Ireland. But Sophie 2 makes the entire Mysterious Saga as a whole just slightly nudge it out for me personally. What I mean is, Firis is below Verona, Maruru is above Sophie 1 and Firis, and Lulua and Toturi are above everything but Lydian Suli. So like half of this saga is above like half of Mysterious, you know. It's like as like a whole, looking at this list on like a literal level. Obviously, there are things in each saga that I prefer and some that I don't. But on a very literal level, if it wasn't for Sophie 2 being like my favorite Atelier game hands down, I would prefer Ireland slightly. But because Sophie 2 like makes a thing as a whole series, no, Mysterious I prefer. Mysterious is still my favorite like saga as a whole. If that makes sense. Like, on a very literal level, on a very locked-in level, that's how I feel. My rank is across my card still. Like, I'm not going to speak for Iris, because I haven't even finished Iris 1, so that could even move. I want to play the AR Tonlico games, but I don't know when I'll get to play AR3, because that's PS3 exclusive. So I might have to actually, you know, finally bite the bullet one of these paychecks and just buy a PS3. I've been saying it for ages, and I might just have to do it and get a PS3 and like get like OG Net 1 and then get like AR Tonlico free and whatnot. Too highly. Yeah, but at least me playing it, I had a blast with this game, so I am going to put it higher. I just prefer Toturi, and it's like, I love this game. Do I prefer it over Maruru? Absolutely. Do I prefer it over Toturi? Barely not. Toturi was the peak of the series for me. The thing that... Why is there a track called Eisenkamp? And now someone who's... Oh, my blood mingles. Whatever. All for the music, though, Maruru tops. Maruru is my favourite soundtrack of the Ireland games. And that's not even close. Like, is that... I don't think that's even, like, a hot take or anything for it. Like, it's not even remotely close. It is absurd how fucking good Maruru's soundtrack is. Where is it? Where's the tracks I'm looking for? Where are the battle... There we go. This is my favourite battle theme. And it's the one I wish was the final boss theme. It's the one that plays me fight the giant bird. Whilst Flea Disaster is what plays me fight the robots. Crosswind's the mini-boss theme. Oh well, I recall writing Crisscross around 15 years ago for the Atelier title that centered more on battle. It proved very popular, and I've always wanted to create a sequel, but the chance never presented itself until now. Since there was no specific instructions for the battle music, I was free to realize my dream here, Nakagawa. Like, this is my favorite battle theme of Lulua. Okay, good. Okay, good. It will keep playing. Can I read these? Oh, it's time. We gotta bring back an old tradition. Congratulations on clearing the game. My name is Mayuri Shimabukuro. I played the role of Lulua. So you guys actually cleared the game, right? Can't help but be curious as to which route you took and what ending you reached. I've heard a lot about the Atelier series. I love the beautiful artwork, and I have friends who are really into the series. My interest in the game was already peaked, to say the least. But I never considered I'd be involved in the creation side of things before actually playing the game as a consumer. So I am justifiably a little nervous. I have absolutely zero confidence that I will one day be successful enough in the game to see this bonus free talk myself. Oh, she's like, I don't think I'll ever beat the game to see it myself. I am therefore super thankful for all of you that reached this far. Congratulations once again. It could just be me, but everyone in Ireland seems to have a really soft, sweet voices. And here I am, playing the role of Lulua with my deeper, more aggressive tone of voice. I am concerned you may have been shocked by my voice at first. Was I convincing Lulua? I don't even say Lulua's voice was that deep. No, I think in terms of OSTs in Ireland, it goes Maruru at the top, Toturi because it had great environmental themes, this game, and then Verona, because Verona only had like one memorable track. But it's like Maruru is like fucking up there, you know? Like, it's up there. Anyway, and here I am playing the role of Lulua, my deeper, more my convincing Lulua. Well, I'll never know, I guess. I estimate Lulua had several thousand spoken words in the game. I don't think I've ever heard this many lines for any voice work before. In fact, I feel like I spoke more as Lulua than I had in my personal life until taking on this role. I mean, if you include all the practice times, as well as all the fluffed lines, this may well be the fact. This is one of the few times I've been assigned a lovely, energetic character. I therefore had to think long and hard about how best to approach the role in terms of voice tone and manner. The whole process was really quite nerve-wracking. After my first voice recording session, though, it was as if Lulua herself guided me. Rather than me trying to find the right voice for Lulua, it was Lulua who taught me how best to portray her. I do hope you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. It's a little embarrassing for me if you don't. I admit I didn't exactly understand the transition from the tutorial to the actual gameplay. The flow of time was a mystery to me. When you actually play the game, I'm sure this would have come naturally, and it would have been easier to mingle with the citizens of Ireland. That would be nice. I just heard myself and realised I'm rambling here, so I will stop here. But before I do, I have a question for you all. Do you have a favourite character yet? Do I have a favourite Ireland character? Probably Toturi. Like, including, like, everyone. Because it wasn't just that, you know, like, it was her story. It's the fact that she was wise beyond her years, and I liked seeing that different dynamic. Because, like, Verona is an idiot who has to learn and kind of comes of age as time goes on in her own way, especially when she becomes a parent. Maruru's kind of smart in places, but at the same time also kind of an idiot in others. And Lulua didn't even realise Maruru is Maruru under the mask, so come on. But I liked that Toturi was actually kind of wise beyond her years, and kind of clever in places. And she'd think things through and take the most logical path. Like, it made her an interesting and unique protagonist of the Ireland saga. As for, like, side characters, I gotta throw a bone to Stirk. Not just because he fucking carried me in, like, all of the first 3 games, but because I genuinely, like, liked him as a character. Even when he was being a weirdo in Maruru. But yeah, but Haggle's cheating. If I wanted to go down that road, I'd say Pamela, you know? Like, I feel like I'm not going to say Haggle, because Haggle's in more than just this saga. Oh, and let me carry on reading anyway. I guess those of you who are avid fans of past tales with Lulua's mother, Verona, or Toturi as the main characters, already have your favourites. What did you think of Verona as a mother? Does this mean we need to address her as Verona Frixel now? I tell you, I had an absolute nightmare trying to say that name at first. That's the point! That's the point. That's the joke. They literally said the whole point of Verona Lena's name being that way is that it's hard to pronounce in Japan. It's the same with all of their names. All of their names are supposed to be difficult to pronounce in Japan, hence why they have a nickname. So her saying I had an absolute nightmare trying to say it at first, that's the point. I just love how even with this fictitious world, we can be drawn. We can too be drawn in by this exemplary mother figure and the adorable mother-daughter relationship. During Lulua's conversations with her mother, I was instructed to speak with a tone of a puppy fawning on its master, while conversations with Eva were to resemble a husband and wife comedy skit. That's cute. So even they were like, look, pretend to like Eva and her are like married, and they go over it that way. Though I could not hear the other side of the conversation, the back and forth of the dialogue was fun to record. I hope there's a scene that you'll find enjoyable too. Here's to deepening your passion for Ireland through playing the game over and over, finding your favourite scenes here and there, and getting to know the people behind the voices through these free talk sessions. Thank you for listening, everybody. Should I have the chance to play Lulua in the future too, I'll do my very best not to disappoint you, and I hope to see you again. Please ignore me now as I leave myself a message. Oh, this is... Oh, Miyu, if you're listening to yourself now, it means you've cleared the game, so bravo. And to all of you who have already cleared the game, very well done. Thanks again, I'm grateful for your time. Did that sound okay? Then I think that'll do. I'm not going to listen to all of these, because there's a lot of faces here. And I don't care about, like, fucking what Chim Dragon has to say. But I will do Eva, I'll do Piana, Verona, Stirk, and then the rest of the pro tags. So I don't care about Fixus, for example. But, like, I do care about Piana, because she's tied to, like, Toturi's family. But then I'll do, like, these guys. Oh, yeah, I'll do Pamela as well. What, Kana Asumi? Hello, it's Kana Asumi here, playing the role of Eva. Thank you for playing the game. This is the first time for me to be part of the Atelier series. I was honoured to be involved in its creation, and I have to admit, recording it was fun too. Eva is truly fond of Lulua. That's one way of putting it. She considers Lulua her closest friend, and they enjoy many adventures together. Though this may reveal more than I really ought to, there were moments where I felt pangs of reluctance reading the narration of Eva, especially during the numerous endings where Lulua ends up setting off on a journey with various other characters. I believe I was able to conceal this feeling of resentment throughout the recording, but there's the cost of trying to remain in character, I guess. I also tried to pay particular attention to the scenes where dark Eva would emerge, ensuring to maintain a good balance throughout and managing the character as a whole. My ultimate aim was to portray her so that you would all enjoy her character. I do hope you'll continue to play the game and come to adore more and more of the characters on that note. I, Kano Sumi, will leave you. I hope to not disappoint as Eva. Over and out. Thank you all. Eva's Blanche. Yeah. Fixes is Wataru Hantano. Oral is Natsuki Hane. Piano is Kaoru Akiyama. Hello all, my name is Kaoru Akiyama, and I play the role of Piana. Piana has been absent from a number of Atelier titles now, so when I first heard she was returning, I was quite stunned. Since her last appearance, Piana has become all grown up. Did she voice Piana in the Tottori? When she was like 8 years old? If that's the case, then that's cool. Because it sounds like she is. In her last appearance, Piana has become all grown up, and even welcomed Lulua as her apprentice. This made me reflect on the last time, yeah, she did, I played Piana, when we were both novices. Much like the Lulua is now, I made sure to portray the now adult Piana as if she was watching over her younger self. This certainly provided a great opportunity for me to look back on my past, and I very much enjoyed the whole experience. We don't usually play the game after recording is finished, but I admit this is somewhat of a letdown, so I will try to really get into the game this time, and join you all in the satisfaction of enjoyment you derive from this world. I urge you all to keep playing too, so thank you for your time. Nico is Yoshisuga Matsuoka. Rorona, I think that's still Mai. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you all for your time. I was truly honoured to be invited back for this title. I'm Mai Kaidawaki, entrusted with the voice of Rolena Frixel. So how would you rate my portrayal? Some of you would have heard me a while back, but others, this would have been the first time. Rorona started off as a young girl in her teens with the Ireland series, much like her daughter Lulua in this title. Playing with Rona usually entails handling a variety of twists and turns, from being an alchemy master to a small child. This time, I got to voice Verona as a mother, too. So what did you think of Verona, now that she's all grown up? I loved her. Do you agree she hasn't actually changed that much, though? She's wiser. She's still a goofball, but I loved her. She is maturer, she's just still goofy. But she's not a complete, dunce, you know, like she was before. She's not a complete idiot. In terms of appearance, she's very much maintained a lot of her cute girlish looks. Personality-wise, she's still innocent as she once was. The added bonus with extra dependability and strength. At least that's how I see her. I have long considered Verona just adorable and so pure at heart. My fondness of her resembles my own affection for Lulua, most probably. Though unsure of whether I have a motherly voice that is suitably patient, I can't help but feel the commonality with Verona in her role as a mother watching over her daughter, and find myself somehow deeply moved by this. There were many scenes that caused me to well up in this title, which made staying in character sometimes difficult at times. At those times, I felt like I was letting Verona down by not being able to match her ability to impart knowledge to others, with such a pleasant air about her, never failing to wear her charming innocent smile. But while it was not always smooth sailing, the recording was fun. This time round, I had quite a number of scenes with Stirk, and we ended up being good buddies, eternal brethren, if you will. she's like the greatest of friends. They were roommates, kind of, like she knows. And quite a number of scenes with brethren, if you will, reflecting on these scenes with Stirk. It made me imagine Ireland in the future, with all of us that much older. I can't wait to see it. I love the chance to be able to mingle with familiar faces from Ireland, as well as new characters. I know I'm just repeating myself, but I do hope you'll keep returning to our beloved Ireland from here on too. I look forward to seeing you all again. This is Mai Karawaki, the voice of Verona, signing off. Thank you all for your time. Yeah, I'll see Stirk as well. Girata Kasugi. Hope you all enjoyed Atelier Lulua. I'm Girota Kasugi, played the voice of Stirk. I must admit, recording certainly had its issues. For one, Stirk is undeniably much older, as you expect, but this is natural. However, time has been a little harsher on me. With age, it's been hard to keep my voice up. I tell you, well, such is life. But I can assure you that my love for the series and my fondness of Stirk remains absolutely unchanged from the first time we met. Believe me, it's the honest truth. And none of this would even exist if it not for your love and devotion to the Atelier series. So please let me express my sincere gratitude here. Thank you to each and every one of you. I hope you will continue to enjoy this fourth title, The Scion of Ireland. Play away and explore to your heart's content. Till next time. That's right, I said next time. Can't a guy dream? He's like, can't there be a fifth one? Oh, and Kaori Nezuko is Tottori. Hello everyone, my name is Kaori Nezuko. Nezuka, and I played the role Tottori. I'm overjoyed to be able to voice Tottori once again. I've been very fortunate recently on this front. I'm truly delighted to have had so many opportunities to play Tottori. and to mingle with all you here. I just hope we get to keep enjoying this delightful time together in Ireland for a long time to come. The fate of Ireland is wholly in your hands, so keep on playing. I recall specific lines or words in my script that were familiar from earlier titles, that elicit a sense of nostalgia. They mostly reminded me of earlier scenes where I was experiencing the most trouble though. Reflecting on them now, it's these more difficult experiences that manifest as treasured memories. I hope more and more of you will keep on playing the game, so that you can create many happy memories together. Before I sign off, thank you for clearing the game. I hope you will continue to have success in the future adventures with Lulua and her friends in Ireland. See you again soon. Bye. Your Toturi. Oh, Kaori. That's an adorable way to end it. Your Toturi. Oh, now for the princess herself. Satomiki Akisaka. Nice to see you all again. I'm Satomi Akishaya, playing Merulins Ridalis. Did you enjoy the game? I expect there to be more to come before clearing all the endings, right though? You know, I never expected a fourth title in the Ireland series. It's usually a trilogy, no? Well, it seems that although the trilogy was indeed complete, the fourth title was released due to popular demand to mark the 10th anniversary of the start of the Ireland series. Oh, I didn't know that. That's why we got the fourth Ireland. It was for the 10th anniversary of Ireland. That's interesting. I myself have been involved in the series since around 2011, during the recording of the third title. But even if this means it's been nearly 8 years since the last release. How time flies, huh? I admit I haven't felt that long though, since I met everyone for the drama CD, and at the Gus Gala since then, keeping Maruru very much alive and a big part of my life. When I came across scenes where Maruru acts all grown up around the Lua, I realised just how much Maruru had matured. I get a little emotional seeing her trying to broaden her horizons, not just with respects to Arliss, but with other areas too. What was most surprising to me was her change in Rorona. I was acquainted with her younger self during my Atelier Maruru days, and now she is all grown up. I also appreciated seeing the new character designs on other familiar faces, which made me reflect on the inevitable passing of time and the start of a new generation. And one cannot complain either of the numerous new young and cute characters being introduced in the game, can we? It was a great chance for me to learn a lot about the Lulua too. I'm sure there are still many scenarios left unexplored, so please go check out Ireland and venture forth. Check out the intertwining relationships between all the characters and uncover the stories yet untold. As always, please keep cherishing our beloved Ireland. I, Satomani Akisawa, and Maruru bid you farewell. Lisa is Arimi Katsu. Mana is Yui Kondo. Yate is Takeda Rasara Tago. Benin is Kenjiro Susada. I'm butchering these names. Wild is Yuki Yonai. Pamela is Asuka Tanai. Hello there, Asuka Tanai here, playing the role of Pamela. I was surprised to hear the premise of the new title, where Rorona is joined by her daughter Lulua. Rorona? A mother? But I guess it's not impossible, if we accept that time flies. I was, however, glad to see that despite all the changes, Pamela remains her usual former self. Other than the fact that she no longer floats us quite so much, she still does as she pleases. It's comforting to know that some things never change. Despite the financial state of her establishment being in constant chaos, it's thanks to the generosity of Lulua and others that it inevitably always returns to its lucrative former state. Thank you, my dear Lulua. Please feel free to pop into my store, and thank you all for your time. Oh yeah, right, Mimi was in like 2 scenes in this game. Yuka Ichigi. Lionella is Kei Shindo. Kana Yuki Iwabushi. Dollar the Kid is Soichiro Miwa. Chim Dragon is Yuko Sanpei. Oh, is that Sanpai? Stia is Rei Kunigima. And Refle is Kaya Okuno. Right, last thing. I have a younger sibling. Jesus, can you imagine? I want to load the clear save data to at least glance at post-game. Our middle page has been unlocked. You know where that is? I'm sure you'll tell me. Lulua! Yes. What is it, Mana? I'm going to tell you of a certain place. Special place? Oh, DLC. That's right. That's why special. I mean it. Huge, spectacular, and all sorts of modern materials can be found. It's every alchemist's dream. She's Haruka? Oh, fuck. Interesting. This dream. Of course, there's also some powerful monsters about, so I'll test you later, yes? Didn't quite catch the last thing you said. Ah, never mind that. Here's the map. The Machina domain. See you later. See you later. Managed to be up to something. Still, place it every alchemist's dream. Does sound good. Alright, let's go take a look and worry about the details later. I'm sure it will work out in the end somehow. Off to Machina domain. Do I get any new, like, beat game costumes? No. What's the hidden pages looking like? Why is the— oh god! Why is it a black page? A territory which no person has ever set foot, yet something awaits you deep inside the structure. To enter it and go in way deeper. So in one of the, what looks like one of the Galaxians, there's an extra thing, and then fight a super boss. Forbidden Bomb Prototype Alpha, so yeah, Beta, Gamma. And then once you do these, the conclusion is that you can make the Omega, which is the most damaging thing in the game. I'm just like, why is this page, like, just get fucking flashbanged? There we go, marking the domain. Am I going mad? I thought it was 2 DLC areas. I just put my head in, but the hidden pages, I'll do that in my spare time, but you do need to do them for the platinum. There's lyrics in the open overworld theme. Now. Oh, I was on easy during that? Since when? Oh. And I still had that much trouble? Oh, no wonder I didn't, like, suffer. When was I on easy? Fucking, I know when I was on easy. Doesn't matter now, we beat it anyway. I know when. It's when I was grinding off screen. I told you I lowered the difficulty to easy. I forgot to check. Doesn't matter, I'm not doing the final boss again. I'm not doing a redo. We're done. Oh, whoops. But that's really cool. That's a nice detail. In post-game, it has lyrics in the overworld theme. Alright, let's check out this DLC area. Oh, so this is the mark in the domain. Such a strange place. Is that a cogwheel buried over there? This place never changes. Have you been here before, Mr. Sturk? Yeah, with Princess Maruru and the others. I'm trying to remember it. I'm like, I don't remember the mark in the domain of the Maruru. Remember this place giving some real trouble. I mean, after all, it's crawling with powerful monsters. Mana! Wonderful to see you all here. Take your time, enjoy the place. I know it's not like you still go home, you'll welcome us to, but you know, well, actually it is more or less. We'll save the conversation for later. As for now, Lulua? Yeah? Don't be like, you have to beat this boss to be allowed entry. Yep. Excuse me! You're also on the uptake, aren't you? I'm telling you to come and fight me. I warned you earlier, this place is calling powerful monsters. Dangerous place for those without sufficient strength. Yep, so if you want to access the DLC area, you gotta beat the super boss. How strong is she? Alright. Level 130. Bitch, the level cap is 100. What do you mean? Hey. We lose. We lose. Like, I'm not even gonna. Like, I'm just gonna accept death. We're not gonna explore the DLC area. Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to win as well. You just aren't allowed in the DLC. Imagine if, like... I don't care, because I get the DLC for all of them. Imagine it's like, you got this game new DLC gets announced, you're like, oh, there's going to be DLC? Oh, I can't wait. You buy it, you go to explore it, you can't explore it. You've just spent your money, you can't explore it because you're not strong enough. That's brutal. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it here. I've covered all the bases I wanted to cover. I just wanted to kind of at least poke my head into post-game. But that is the end of the Arland saga as well. Next time we meet in an Atelier game, we'll be starting Dusk. Isn't that kind of terrifying? But before then, tomorrow we're starting Resident Evil 6, and next week we'll be starting Crystar. So we've got a few things to do. But as a whole, yeah, I really loved Arland. I loved it more than I would. I went into Arland so nervous because I was nervous about the time limits. Just for Verona to be a day, day limiter based thing, or day management game instead, and Totally to have a very generous time limit to get me more accustomed to it. So then I was more prepared for it in Maruru. So I genuinely didn't have much trouble with it, and so a lot of my nerves went as it went by. That said, I am nervous for Ayesha because of its time limits, but we'll get to that when we get to it. I'll be leaving many a save file, and we'll figure it out as we go. And admittedly, and I'll say this right now, if it gets to a point where we're not making any progress, assuming it lets me in any of them, if it gives me the ability to lower the difficulty to make it so we can get a move on, I will. Just as a heads up, if the time limit's as brutal as I've been led to believe. But we'll get to that when we get to that. As a whole, though, is there a way to just quick reset to the title screen? Yes, there is. It's an Atelier game. It'll be on the main menu. There we go. Or the notice board. I've had a wonderful time with Atelier Lulua. Only 2 modes. Let me guess, normal and hard? Yep. But that'll do from me. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I loved this game. I've loved the whole Arland saga. And I can't wait until I eventually get to Dusk. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow for Resident Evil 6. Literally going from like one extreme to the other here. Ugh. As always, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps this little channel grow. Platinuming this game should be fine, so I'll just sort that off screen. There's a couple things I might have to grind for, but we'll get to it. And until next time, you can also find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every video. And that'll do from me. I've run out of things to say. Take care, YouTube. Bye-bye.